we were going to get there. I should look at this base and see what kind of food they need me to use. That's not true. I fully expected everyone to be able to get to Aether. And that just was not the case.
I want to see if I have the same markers. Yes, I do.
You should. These are my old markers,
Dark
so
Knight
you
opener
should
order.
have.
Is a deep dungeon that popular?
People are liking it.
Apparently. It apparently is. Okay.
I should have our old markers too.
These are our old markers.
Oh, the heck up.
Yeah, I have all my markers saved from a long time ago, just not these. Okay, so a couple things we'll need to do. We'll need to do a party 1.
I got now our markers.
2. Yeah, they should be basically the same, but okay. So you guys are 2, we are 1. You want to throw down our markers? I'm actually just curious what they look like. They should be basically exactly the same as these. Okay, they're very slightly shifted off.
Yeah, they're slightly inward.
Yeah, they're slightly inward. That's fine. Our markers should be fine. Okay. Because nothing is that precise in terms of positioning. I think ours are positioned so 1, 2, 3, 4 line up with the cleave. Okay, so the few quick things we need to go over. Basically, couple easy rules for this. Dante will be pulling the boss. The important piece to this is do not go inside the beetle's hitbox unless you are actively picking up a tether. Keep in mind it may be helpful for you, not for the healers but for everyone else, to keep a list of who's in your party. So if you were, say, Dante, it could be helpful to move me, Macy, and Ruby up near the top of your party list, because those are the 4 people you'll be adjusting off of. Or, if you were Macy, having me and Ruby up there so that she can see that. Depending, that can help in seeing if you have an active adjust in phase 1 or not. The adjusts are pretty much all kind of that way, so it shouldn't be a big deal, but that could be helpful. Otherwise, only other thing we'll really need to go over, and we'll kind of just run this out as we go. Buller, I will take the 3 that's at the top, assuming you don't re-scramble your party list. So if you have a party list that's like the 2 tanks, you, and then like Cat, Macy, Leon, Ruby. If your party list looks like that, I'll grab the first 3 going from the top down. And you can grab the first 3 going up, because we just have to manage that within our min. So if that makes sense to you and that works for you, we'll go that route.
Okay.
Is it better to
And then
organize in parties, light parties, or
what do you? That's how we are organized, basically.
I'm going to show you my list, Dante. I don't know if it'll help you, since you have the highest priority for adjusting over me.
right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if you're always at the top of your party list, the best thing you could do would be to grab Macy, Ruby, and myself and put them underneath you on the party list, because then you only have to look at the top 4 people to see if you actively have an adjust.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, if you match Cat, there's no adjusting happening, because it doesn't matter. He's off on the other side. Nothing has to happen. But if you match Macy, you do have to adjust. So that's about the only way that really kind of flips. In terms of baiting the tether, it's standard snake prio. So party 1 basically starts at 4, going counterclockwise. So party 1 can never end at A. Party 2 can never go to 4.
Ash, I have a question.
Yes.
Wasn't it DNA?
I'm trying to remember. The towers will always spawn on a cardinal, though, right?
Yes.
So we're never gonna have a tower at 4. Our tower starts at D.
Yes. No, that's Ruby's point is there. I'm just saying, like, that's how you dictate the rotation is dictated 4 and
I'm saying that because
more,
if I remember, the towers are to like the sides, so there may be a tower Like
Like,
the way
there'd
if
be
we're looking at A
huge-
right now, there could be a tower to the left of A, and I don't want that to be misinterpreted as a tower at 4. It's a tower that belongs
Yes.
to A.
Yes, the
I remember
towers
that
always
happening in the
belong.
past.
Yeah, the towers always belong to the Cardinals. They'll either spawn on the two sides. They'll spawn on one or each of the sides of that marker. They could also spawn like this side of C and like over here by B. They could do that, so then the party just hangs out at 2.
Same
yeah,
goes
there's
with
that.
the tether explosions.
Yes, tether explosions are the same logic. Yes, that is correct. So if either of them have the same marker as you, you are now swapping over to the other group. For just that mechanic, that becomes your new group. The only people who have no adjusting in this are the healers. The healers are the back of the prio, so we never have to adjust. We have enough stuff to pay attention to during this without it. So we don't have adjusting to do. And then the range only adjusts off the healers.
Are you asking Jet how to change your party list?
If you go into party, you can
Here.
use the little 3-line thing. If you're using a mouse, you can use the little 3 lines at the top right and enable drag and drop. Otherwise, you can just click them. You can click
shit.
the X button on the controller and move them.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
they added the
amazing.
drag and drop a while ago. It's very helpful.
I missed these
And yeah,
puzzle
it-
pieces.
Yeah, if you have any questions too as we go, it's not bad. I will get rid of all these head markers just so it's easier to see stuff once we're going. But yeah. So basically, that's kind of the gist of how this works. One other thing I will note when we get to Pantocrator, I did look at the toolbox, Macy. They do the same thing we did. They send the missile ahead, and they take the laser in the back.
I never had a
I
chance to look at the toolbox, I'll be honest
Yeah,
with you.
I looked at the toolbox is the same. It's the same as what we did. Nothing changed.
Is the forum still there? Did I lose access to it?
It's still there. You have access. Everyone else can see it. You are in that group.
I'm
that
just
has access.
special and I can't find it in all the fucking channels. that's all.
It's not called strats now. It's called top strats. I changed it. That's why. But it's top strats in that set of channels. But so there's a picture. One thing I will note too for Pantocrator, Group 1 uses the purple and the blue markers. Group 2 uses the red and the yellow markers. So you will start that mechanic. Easiest way to start that mechanic is all of Group 1. When we're done with Pantocrator, we'll head towards the 3 marker. Group 2 will head towards the 1 marker, and then you'll use that to make your decision on how you shift. But Group 1 will never end up north, and Group 2 will never end up south. So that's just kind of that.
All right, are we emboning the first?
All right. Yeah, so that was the one thing you guys also will want to talk through is if you guys want to invuln the first tank buster or not. I have a picture for how this can be done that I will throw in the channel that I didn't get time to snip. When we did it last time, we didn't double invuln it. If you guys want to double invuln it, you can.
I feel like
If
it'd
you
be
want
more
to double
useful during
invuln-
the solar rays, right?
So what happens is you're either going to double invuln the solar ray, or you're either going to double invuln Panto, like the end there.
Yeah.
And if you don't double invuln that, then you're going to obviously deal with stuff for solar ray. But you're not going to ever double invuln solar ray. You're only going to it's either going to be you're popping your invuln during Panto no matter what, and it's whether or not Bell is popping his invuln during Panto is basically what's happening.
Okay.
Because if you go the traditional route, what's going to happen is you're going to invuln Panto, he's going to mit Panto, and you're going to buddy mit him. And then when the 2 idiots spawn in phase 2, you're going to turn off tank stance, he's going to pick them both up, and he's going to invuln both of the solar rays. And then you're going to take the boss after solar ray.
Okay.
So that's generally how you do a single like a single invuln in phase 1.
Yeah, that sounds pretty useful. Or convenient.
Yeah, so And so if you're going to do that, you can use this picture to kind of get a good idea of where to stand. But you'll see it basically, you and Bell will each stand on the corner of one of your markers, you on the 4, him on
Yeah,
the
4
1.
and 1.
And then there's the spread of how the party does that on the other side.
Gotcha.
So, okay. All right. Otherwise, we can just pop some food and some other stuff, and we can call it. Fix my freaking HUD, because I don't know what the hell is going on. But I lost part of my screen. It's weird. Okay, there we go. That was strange. Okay. So, once again, just pop your food. Make sure you're in your right gear.
This is kitchen sink people.
Yes, you kitchen sink people.
Okay.
He hurts. So Pantocrator, we'll go over it as we get there. We'll just try to get Looper down first. We'll just take it one step at a time.
All right, 10 seconds, fine.
Should be, yeah.
All right, got it.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it one step at a time. If we get to, if we get there, it'll be impressive if we make it to Panto in like the first one. And yeah, you
But you get
kitchen
3
sink
as you
this, so
run
you
forward.
want to keep him.
If you don't have 3, be on the marker or the boss's hit box.
Yeah, so everyone stacks at C except for the 3s who will move in to pick up tethers. So in this case, Dante and Ruby will move in to pick up tethers. And then 1s will cover these towers. Everyone else will stay at 2. Everyone else will stay by 2. That's okay. You just missed a tower, and then 4s would run in, pick up your tethers. Okay, we're gonna go over some of that. So remember, your debuffs are there. You're only looking at the number, so you're looking at the 1, 2, 3, 4 that's happening on your character, right? So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. The way this mechanic will work. No, well, what do you mean? Like, always the same in terms of who it tethers, like who gets what number? No. No, the spots are random. So the way you handle this mechanic to get it to work perfectly is Dante will pull the boss, he'll have it facing towards A. When program loop starts, you can run through the hitbox and you can come stack with us at C. The party will be stacked at C. 2 people are going to get a 3 marker. The 3 people will step up into the hitbox of Omega, like in front of the C marker. And the 2 of you will get a tether, and then you will move based on that snake prio to the 2 open spots that don't have a tower near them. And I'll try to call those spots as I see them. Basically, you're going to run to those 2 spots. Everyone else is going to go towards a tower. You want to try to generally stick near your tower as best you can. One thing I will make note of, never run through the center of Beetle if you are not picking up a tether. Tether's jobs are to get those tethers out. Give people time, like if you catch it really quick, give people time to get around it. But, and then yeah, otherwise 1, 2, 3, 4 is the order you're picking up the towers. When you take the blaster, you will get that HP buff that drops you super low.
I think I typed that wrong. What's the tether grab order? It's 3, 4,
3,
1,
4, 1, 2.
3, 4, 1, 2. 3, 4,
3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, I typed it wrong.
It's 3, 4, 1, 2. Yep. Okay. Alright, we can also pull and just kind of work through stuff as we go. But
Yeah,
like
because I was thinking about that in my head, I
everyone
went,
will
wait a
hang
minute,
out
the
on
2s
C.
can't grab 3rd.
Yep, everyone will hang out on C.
Okay.
We'll just start from there. Except for Dante, he'll point this thing north, but
We're at C so that 3s can grab the first tethers, right?
Yes.
correct, yeah. We're at C so that the 3s can step into the hitbox to
I'm
grab
asking for a reason.
the tethers, yes. And so everyone else stays back at the back of the boss's hitbox.
Back
Because
your
I
belt.
have time to hit that singular positional without hurting.
Yep, you're fine. So Dante, you run through during program loop. 3's in, so that's Leon and Dante. Everyone else are out. You guys are taking them to A and B. You're taking your tethers to A and B using the cryo system. 1s are covering towers. And then 4s are going to move in. 4s run in, get your tethers. You're taking those to C and B. And we missed the tower. That's okay. That's alright.
No, it is not cat. It was north, yes.
Yeah,
'Cause Your,
so
your prio is north clockwise.
Yep, you got it. Yeah, so the easiest way to think through the towers is I'm calling the spots where they're taking the, well, would it be easier if I call the tether or the tower locations? Would that be easier for people? Would they prefer I call where the two towers are? Like A and D, or... Okay, we can just keep polling. We can poll and keep working through it.
I think tower locations might be easier. I'm just basing off what I remember, which is a long time ago. Those towers can be
Just gonna
hard
say,
to read.
it's been a couple of years. I'll just call the tower locations and we'll go with that.
I just remember running to towers and going, shit, there's a tower there. I can't bring the tether there.
Yeah,
Pika
so
running
just
north.
remember... What's up?
Pika running.
Yep, alright, so you'll move through. For loop, 3s move in, 3s move in. Towers are at A and B. Towers are at A and B. So everyone go towards A and B. Move a tether. I got it. Alright, next are at C and D. Next are at C and D.
Let me see. This is my tower.
I know it is BB, but nobody took my tether. So we died together.
Yep, that's okay. Couple things that that can help as well. When you pick up your tethers, two things that can help: going to the middle of the room and running little circles in the middle to make sure you wrangle both of the tethers is easily just it's a simple and easy way to do it. Yeah, this is the most annoying phase of this fight. But yeah, we can just keep on pulling, and it'll get easier as you get there. It just takes practice.
Get him.
It's Looper. Looper is just kind of a thing. The other phases are better.
Phase 1 is why everybody hates top. Honestly.
Okay. So, 3's a movement, 3's in. Towers are at C and D. Towers are at C and D. 1's cover your towers. 2's get the next towers. They are at C and A. They are at C and A. 2 towers at C and A. 4's are grab tethers. Okay. And then it will be 3 towers at A and B. So remember, if you are not actively grabbing a tether, like if you're not the group that's currently up, so if you're not, say, 3 the first time, 4 the second time, 1 and then 2, you want to make sure, if you are not those people, that you are way far back. Okay, I can call the tethers then. Yeah, I'll call the tethers. We're working through some stuff here. Yes, we're working through it. I'm trying to remember what I did. Okay, anyway. All right, we'll just keep rolling though. We'll keep on rolling. Just remember though, if you do get a tether and it is your job to grab a tether, you want to make sure you get that tether all the way to the wall. Everyone else, you want to hug the towers as much as you can without being injured. If you're not in a tower, you want to be hugging close to one of the towers to make sure you don't get hit by those big enemies. Alright, there's program loop. Dante can run through. 3's in. 3's in. 3's are grabbing tethers. We're looking at A and B for towers. A and B for towers. 3's grab your tethers. No, you're 3. Yep, so just remember, once that mechanic starts, you want to look at your debuff right away to see if you have the 1, 2, 3, 4 debuff, and then that dictates when you're moving in to pick up your tether. So, just got to keep an eye on your debuff.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember about flexing.
Yep. Yeah, that's why you do your party list revised around who's in it. Because then you can look and see, okay, I'm a 3, and you can look at the 3 people below you and go, okay, do any of them also have a 3? Oh, they do. I need to go to the other spot.
Okay.
Yep. It'll take practice. It's just kind of how it goes. This phase takes a fair bit of practice to get used to. Alright, stack up. 3s want to be in the hitbox. 3s in. 3s in. Towers are at A and C. Towers are at A and C. 4s in. 4s in. 4s in. Get those away. 1s are in. 1s are
Oh,
in.
right. A.
Yeah, you have to. I'm assuming you must have had 4, right?
Yeah.
Dante?
Yeah, I was flexing
guys
and
are
I
both
forgot A was where I start.
It's all good. Just remember too, as the towers are spawning, you should never not be with the group. So, like, for the most part, especially on melee, you're kind of just cooked on positionals in this first phase. It just kind of is what it is, because you want to always be near the towers. Yeah, you're pretty much just screwed on positionals in the first phase of this fight. Until we get to the end. End of it, then you're fine. But
It's a little easier for party too if you're lucky and get Sente.
yes. Okay, let's keep rolling. Like I said, we'll just keep it rolling. We'll get there. It takes a lot of practice to get fully comfy with what you're doing in here. Alright, so 3s get ready to move in. 3s into the hitbox. 3s in. Towers are at A and D. Towers are at A and D. It's okay. 4's in.
Did I saw it wrong? That's on me.
I was like,
No, you're fine. I thought west was empty, so I thought your tether was going west. I did not see that A was empty. That's on me.
okay, yep. So just remember, as soon as you see that 3-4 mechanic start, or like the first mechanic go, we can keep rolling. But as soon as you see that start, just remember your goal should always be to immediately move towards a tower. So, like, you should always be trying to move towards a tower the second that you realize, like, the second the 3s move in and pick it up, everyone should be moving towards a tower. Ideally, you want to move towards the tower that corresponds with your group, but it's better to get to a tower than no tower. So 3s are in, 3s are in. 3s in, everyone's moving towards A or D. Everyone else towards AD. 4's in, we're looking at DB, DB, DB. 4's are in. 1's are in, we're looking at CA, CA. 1's in, we're looking at CA. And we're looking at CB. 2's are in. 2's are in, we're looking at CB. Alright, everyone goes near the middle. We do some top-ups, and we get ready for Pantigrator. So, this is where you'll throw all of your mid. If you're me, you didn't throw all of your mid early. Alright, we're going to C and A. C and A. And always BP.
Oh, I need a cross.
Yep, that's okay. It's okay.
Okay, wait.
We
did that
did
so wrong.
Yeah, no, it's fine. People are learning.
I said I did that so wrong.
I think
did
you
that
said
so
oh.
wrong.
I think you said oh. It's so wrong, and I'm like, yes, but we're learning. Give it a second.
I also completely forgot where Group 1 starts versus where Group 2 starts.
Yep. Yeah, we'll go over that. But that was actually really nice for Looper. Looper was good. That's how Looper should always look, basically. That is how Looper should always look. In terms of positioning, so the way that will happen. Yeah, no, I understand. So the way that will happen is once Pantocrator starts casting, Group 1 will come over to here.
Uh-oh.
Fuck you!
Hello,
I
sir.
jumped up and down, you asshole. Anyway, God damn it.
Were we color markering that, I think?
Yes, Group 1 is blue and purple. Group 2 is red and yellow. And it's dictated by the center point. So, if you look in the Beetle channel, the P1 Beetle channel, there's a picture of how Pantocrator can look. If the flames go straight east and west, Group 1 is south, Group 2 is north, and then it just kind of shifts around accordingly. So like Group 2 or Group 1 will come down here, we'll hang out down by the 3. I'm not going to move closer so you can get angry. But Group 1 will hang out down here, Group 2 will hang out up by 1 a little bit, and then we're going to see what happens. If the fires happen to aim at us, if the fires happen to directly aim at us, like so if the the flame coats cover this, then everyone shifts clockwise. So if they aim at us, everyone shifts clockwise. Yes. I'll go over how that'll look. So let's just say it was C. Let's say we were using CA to start. So Group 1's going to be down here at C to start. How this is going to look, you're going to get to the middle of where the 2 cones are, and then you're going to watch for a rotation. And I will call that rotation as it happens. But what effectively is going to happen is, say it's rotating clockwise, so we're going this way. What's going to happen is the people who have their little marker deals, they're going to hang out here for a second. And the person who needs to get out of the party, in this case being your 1 marker, they're going to basically go away, right? So they're going to run, they're going to chase the flames, effectively, is what's happening here. So they're going to go, you're going to do all your swaps, and then as we start moving, the 1s are going to chase the flames, and they're going to be stepping into the flames. Obviously, there's the adjusting for the 1, 2, 3, 4, but they're going to be stepping, basically, and they're going to be following tight on the flames, and what you're going to do is that person is going to be out on, like, the hitbox ring out here, and then they're going to kind of drop, and you're going to start trailing some AoEs back here after your missile hits to swing back to loop into the party. When you're 2 and your time is up, after the laser's gone off, you're going to step, you're going to go into the boss's hitbox, and then you're going to go down the flame wall. Yes, after the 3rd AoE per rotation. You're going to move into the boss's hitbox, and then you're going to run down the flame wall, and then you're going to cut out, you're going to cut around. It'll take a little bit of practice to get used to it, but that's generally speaking how Pantocrator looks. So it's just a matter of 2, 3, and 4 always need to be in a stack together. 1 is putting their missile out, and then as you start moving, the missiles are going to be ducked in, and then they're going to keep going. And you're just going to keep circling around the boss. It's going to be a 1's out, then 2's out, then 3's out, then 4's out, and then we get into that very last part where everyone has just a static position. For after?
Yeah.
You're saying? So there is a picture for that in that channel as well. I have a picture for that. So how this is going to look is you split the room in a straight line down the middle. How that's going to look is Dante's going to be standing on the inner point of the 4 marker, right up here. So he's going to be standing here. I'm going to be over on this side, just south of Beetle's targeting arrow, his little targeting line. Macy's going to be here on the flank line, up by 3. Ruby's going to be about halfway in between, flexed a little bit towards C where he's standing right here on that little diamond. Leon, you'll be over here mirroring it on that. Cat will be over here by the 2 marker. Fleur, you'll be back here mirroring what I'm doing on this side. So you'll mirror basically just slightly south of the B marker, slightly south of his targeting arrow. And Belle will be on the point of the 1 marker. And those
he
are
center in the
static.
center?
I mean, he's in the middle. He doesn't, because he's in the middle.
Yeah,
for
he centers for
Pentagram.
Pento and doesn't
He
move.
doesn't leave.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, he doesn't leave. Like he can't. He's always centered there. He's always centered there, and he's always looking up. So yeah. So that's how that will generally look. So after we get through Pantocrator, everyone will be in those spots. And then once you are in your spot for that, you're basically just going to stay still. He's going to mark 3 people and shoot us with a laser. Then he's going to mark the other 3 people and shoot them with the laser. As long as no one's dead. If someone's dead, then it goes fucky real fast. But that's generally how that looks. And then we need them dead by the time that mechanic is done. And that's all of phase 1. Phase 1's only like it's a little under 2 minutes, or a little over 2 minutes, I think, if I remember right.
The whole phase 1 is just over 2
Just
minutes,
under
because I would always had to hold Bahamut for it, and I'm just ruining at the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's just a little long. That's the other thing is, for the interest of Prague, when we hit the 2-minute window here, if Beetle is high enough, you can throw your 2s like early on while we're progging. Once we're through it and we're working on phase 2, you don't want to do that. You want to hold your 2s and bring them into phase 2.
Are we doing the LB2 into phase 2? Sorry, the LB1 into phase 2 for Ruby?
I mean, at some point we probably will, but I'm not worried about it right now. At some point we might, if we need
I just
to.
remember that was a thing.
Yep. Okay, once Leon's back, we'll keep on trucking along.
We didn't LB1 caster, did we? I don't remember doing that.
We did during early prog. We
Okay.
had you LB1 when the 2 of them appeared before Firewall went up.
If you time it right, it doesn't affect your 2s.
Yeah, we had you do it, but it was only early on. Eventually we had so much damage it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm curious how fast we'll push phase 2.
We had it at like 48 coming out of Panto right there, and that was... or coming out of Looper, so... that in and of itself was just kind of for
Are we
only
going
the
to do
first
standard
first
conga
ones.
for P2, or are we going to do our old conga?
Yes,
We're going to do
yes.
standard
We're doing
conga?
standard conga. Yes. Yep. Standard conga. Okay, Leon is back, so that should be good, and we'll just keep on trucking along. Yeah, no, we're standard congaing. We're doing standard NAR strats. That way, if we need to have a fill, we can get a fill without
That makes sense.
messing around.
Get out.
I also forgot this first phase is so short. I can't even spread low on the opener, even though I don't need to, without it just going super sideways.
Sorry, he's not centered.
It's okay. That's fine. Work around it. There you go. Come back to us. 3s are in. 3s are in. D and C are the towers. C are the towers. D and A are the towers. D and A are the towers. 4's in. 4's in. 1's in. 1's in. C and B are the towers. 1's in. C and B are the towers. And 2's in. 2's in. A and B. A and B are the towers. Nice job. We'll all head kind of towards the middle. You'll get pre-positioned towards your 1-3 markers. Get everyone topped up, and we throw all of our mid at Pantocrator. So all the mid gets thrown at Pantocrator. Top them up, and all the mid gets thrown. If you're using 3-1, that's easy. 3-1 is moving clockwise. 1's out. 1's out. 1's are out. 2's are out. 3's are out. And 4's are out.
Can you remind me? There used to be a countdown, like at a certain time when your debuff on your missile was, you knew when to leave.
Oh god. Let me double check that. There might have been a flex I didn't see offhand if there was.
Oh, Leon, I don't know if this is why you were kind of like going in and out of that tower at the very end there. Some people will stand in a tower. Don't assume that you're incorrect. I was standing in that tower because I already soaked a tower, meaning me standing in another tower wouldn't do anything, and it's just for minimizing movement.
Safety, I do that too. So like I was the first tower, so if it's safer for me, like direction-wise or positional-wise, to stand in that tower, I'm gonna stand in it.
Yeah. So as long as you've soaked a tower, you're good to always be in a tower. It doesn't count you because you've already soaked one and your debuff is gone.
Yep. So yeah, you're able to kind of get away with that. Obviously you can't be in a tower while you have a number debuff up, but once that number debuff is done, you are free to stand inside of that tower at any point. And I will have an answer for you in 1 second. See
yeah, I just remember watching that timer and knowing, based on that timer, when it was time to leave the party.
It should be about 5 seconds, I would think.
Yep, 5 seconds.
That's right. But yeah, just go with that. I just remember I never did it off the timer. I did it off of the laser, or off the puddles. It was laser goes out, you step out of that puddle, and then you leave.
Makes sense. Yeah, he's gonna make sure swing wide. Do not come back too early, or you're gonna drop a puddle right in front of the party.
And yeah, I think we were missing a person in one of the parties. So just keep in mind, for anyone who is adjusting, that is your highest priority there. And we'll just keep pulling. We'll keep pulling, and we're getting there. Our loopers are looking good, so we just got to get Pantocrator squared away.
Okay, good up.
And yeah, for purposes of that, all party mitt gets thrown at Pantocrator. So if you have any kind of random thing, you're just throwing it at Pantocrator.
I have not looked at our mitt sheet, so that's my bad if I'm missing that.
I'm telling you, that's literally what it is. It literally just lists everything as what's getting thrown.
But we don't want to throw both paints at it. That doesn't make any sense.
Freeze in. B and C. B and C. B and C are the towers. 4's in, A and C are the towers. 4's in, A and C are the towers. Bad things are gonna happen. A and B, or sorry, B and D. So just remember, when you're picking up your tethers in there, best advice I can give for picking up a tether is so let's just say C was like the hitbox of the boss, right? The tethers are always coming off the middle of the boss. So the best thing you can do if you know you need to pick up the tether, there's 2 ways you can approach this. If, say, I know Macy has the tether, one person, like if Macy's in my group and she keeps fucking, like, get over here, stand over here so I can do this position, thank you. Okay, so if I know Macy's my tether and she's hanging out there, and she's in my group, I know I want to pick up her tether, I can run to pick up her tether right away and grab it, and you just got to get in between her and that to do it. The risk becomes if someone else also comes and takes her tether, you have to be aware of how to handle that. So the best way to do this is if you know you need to pick up a tether, you can run in, grab it, and then kind of like, if you can't get a hold of a tether, just get underneath the boss and circle a handful of times, and you will rip a tether in one way or another from someone. If both people who need it do that, you're not going to take them from you're not going to keep taking it from each other. You're going to inevitably take it from the 2 people you need to, and then you can move out. So when you're picking up, try to go close towards the boss to pick it up, and that'll help. That's one thing that can help as well. But yes, ideally, if you're able to grab it off the group that you are part of, And when I say the group you're part of, remember that's relative to the markers. So say there's a tether at B and A, or at D and A. If there's a tether at D and A, the tether at D is Group 1's tether. The tether at A is Group 2's. So, if you know you're in Group 2, try to grab the tether at A. If you know you're in Group 1, try to grab the one at D. Yep. So that's one easy way to look at it, is just remember, because the tethers will always be at a cardinal, you can use the markers to your advantage there to try to grab off your respective group. Obviously, sometimes that can be a little more difficult, but remember, no one should ever be in Beetle's hitbox unless they are actively the number picking up a tether. So that can help. One other thing that is not related to this, but it could help you, Bowler. It might help you when the markers first go out. You can throw Haima at whatever 3 you're covering the second those debuffs come out, and it will cover that person as they take their tower, and their debuff falls off. It can help with not having to babysit during the 3s and the 4s.
Oh yeah, I can throw a corundum at
That's
somebody.
just a little thing. Yeah, because ideally what should happen from a healing perspective there is reading the list top down. I'm going to excog one of the 3s, and you're going to Haima the other 3. And then basically, partway through that, you're going to throw Kara, I'm going to throw Soil down. And then the only people we have to worry about are the 4s. And then we just have to make sure the 4s have enough HP to live their tower. But then we don't have to heal anyone else during that, because no one else is taking damage in a way that's going to kill them. Yeah, the 4s are the only ones that really have any kind of potential danger there. If we do that right on the 3s. But okay. Alright, we'll just keep on trucking along.
Gonna.
Yeah, the double shield mitt thing I have out there is real good. It's real helpful. It breaks down basically everything.
Cat, that was our
And-
poop note.
In terms
I can
of
smell you coming.
Alright, 3's in. 3's in. 3's in. Towers are at A and C. Towers are at A and C. Alright, they are at A and C again. They're at A and C again. That's 4's in. 1's in. 1's in. They are at C and... Or sorry, D and D. And then 2's in. They're at D and B again. I got repeat. I think Dante got clipped that thing. That's okay. Just get people up. We'll get back to the middle. Their debuffs will fall off in 2 seconds. Now you can start healing and topping. Spreading ammo here. We're at 1 and 3. Check your swaps. 1 and 3 are the starting points. Amazing. It's going counterclockwise. Counterclockwise ones are out.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, no, that was on me. I was the one and not running.
You remember, if you are melee with the tether, you either need to step out or be at absolute max melee. It's safe to try and weave stepping out when that tether's going to go off, but at the very least, you need to be absolute max melee for safety. Generally, during during Looper, being max melee at all times is the best bet.
And Macy, to answer your question, the lasers connect when your debuff is at 5 seconds.
Oh, thanks.
So it's 3 seconds. It was 3 seconds.
That sounds right.
It's like 3 to 4 seconds. Basically, you eat the laser and then you do it. The spinning, you just go to the center of the spot. So like in that case, it was covering 2-4. So you line up with 1-3, and then you look to see which way it's pushing you. So you would line up here, and then you would look to see, if it's on 2-4, you're looking to see, does one approach CA first, or does it approach BD? And that tells you how it's spinning. He doesn't give you an indicator on spin. You have to watch the AoEs and see how their first move happens, which is why you always want to center yourself in between them. Ideally, the best way to approach that mechanic is, best way to approach that mechanic is just to kind of back out a little bit, like stay near the middle and then back out right in between the two, and then just watch how it rotates. And yeah, if you're one, you can just stay not dead center. You want to stay in such a way that the clip, when it rotates, it won't hit you.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, all good. If you want to check distance on this pull, we can. Everyone can just get ready to pull whenever it gets pulled. Where the pull spot is. Oh, you already did. Okay. All right, easy enough then. We'll just keep on rolling along. I don't know. It face pulled last time, so I didn't know if it.
I'm surprised you're not dashing in.
It's negative 0.2 feet from them. Why would you need to dash?
I don't know. I do.
That would evasive.
Your dash also doesn't do damage. I think his dash doesn't do damage. Alright, 3's in. 3's in. Towers are at D and C. Towers are at D and C. 4's will be in next. 4's in. Towers are at A and B. 4's in. Towers at A and B.
We dead, fam.
Yup. That 4 forgot to grab that.
I'm looking at a 4 and I have a sneaking suspicion who it was.
It's alright.
Then you gotta go run take the other one. It doesn't matter. You just gotta run take the other one.
Yeah, that's why I was saying the best
people have
thing
to take
you
the
can do.
correct tether, though. It's not guess which tower or which tether's yours. Because your tether priority to which one to grab is
Yes.
also our power / explosion priority.
Yeah,
So,
so ideally you should. I guess what Macy's saying is, if something like that does happen, just try to adjust to grab the other one if you can. But
I
yes,
hear you.
ideally
Yeah.
you should be trying to grab the correct tether every time. It
Correct
just takes
tether is
practice.
important, but you can't just stop doing the mechanic if the other one gets taken. You gotta do your best to grab the other one if you can.
Yep, all good. Let's keep on rolling. Like I said, this mechanic is probably the most annoying mechanic in this fight.
Stop moving, blink, and we're all gonna die though, Ruby. That's the problem.
At least it's fast.
Don't you
Very
remember,
true.
Ruby? Like when we're progging fucking phase 5, we still die to Looper. Like it's just that
Yeah,
mechanic.
that's because Marky really liked sucking on the unders.
He did like
really
sucking.
like 3's in. 3's in. It was a really
You couldn't
good
get a tether off fucking Mark,
AC,
dude.
AC, 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 AC towers. Alright, 4's in. Towers are at A and D. 4's in. 1's in. Towers are at D and B. 1's in. Towers are at D and B.
Macy, you just took my tether.
Wait, isn't it 1's in?
It was 1's in, yeah.
Ruby, there was no adjust. Were you a 1?
There wasn't
wait.
adjust. I had
Oh,
to
wait.
adjust.
You were a 2, Ruby, I think.
No, I was a 3. No, I'm dumb. Never mind. That's me.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
you
say,
were.
you're all
That's why I
good.
was confused. I'm like, wait a minute.
We're all good. It's full.
I missed the adjust off the
I
one.
wanted to do markers twice, or tethers
You wanted
twice.
to do tethers twice. I respect it.
You're all good. I just saw you come take the thing, and I was just like, wait a second. What?
I was panicking too because I was on the wrong side of the map. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta go get my tether. And then Ruby's like, but that's mine. I'm like, are you sure?
Okay.
It's mine because I took it.
I wanted it.
3's are in. 3's are in. 3's are in. BC towers. BC towers. Fours are in CD towers. 4's are in CD towers. We got AD towers. AD towers. 1's are in. 1's are in. And 2's are in. We have AB towers. 2's are in. AB towers. Alright, everyone get in the middle. Or in the box. Kind of pre-position towards your things. We can top up in 1 second. We can top up now. Throw your mitts. We're gonna start at AC, AC, AC. Just so you need it. Ones are out.
There's a swap.
Bye, Ruby. We didn't get the laser, Ruby. We lived.
Oh, I got that laser.
Look, they can't all be winners, okay? Yeah, so just remember, as soon as that mechanic starts, that's really why I suggest adjusting your party list so that you can see your adjusts really easily. No, what happened there was whoever had the first laser, which should have been the 3, I think it was whoever had the 3 on one of the sides, didn't adjust over and stack with me and Ruby. And because of the way the lasers target, the 3 shot, both of the 3 shot group 2.
So it's whoever, you had 2 3s on party 2, so whoever had the adjust did not come over to party 1.
Yeah. Pantocrator basically functions the same way Looper does. 1s and 3s are always doing mechanics at the same time, and 2s and 4s are always doing mechanics at the same time. Which is why you do the swap and then you stick with the swap the whole way. But that's okay. It's all learning, so just run it out again. Just run it out again and keep on moving
You
along.
drop 3 puddles when you go out, right?
You drop
Yes.
a puddle in the middle, you drop 1 along the line, and then you drop 1 as you return. Yes. 3 puddles. 3 puddles.
Man, I was standing in the center for the longest time waiting for that fucking first puddle to go out.
Yeah, it takes a while. Alright, 3's in. 3's in. BD towers. BD towers. 3's are in. Fours are in. AC towers. 4s are in. 4s are in. Yep, so in that
I'm
so
sorry.
in that case
It's funny watching him dance.
so in that case, Kat, you would take the you would take the flex one there. Yep. That's okay. Look, it's gonna happen. It's all good. It's
This
all
will still happen when we're here in a month. This little
Yes.
one.
It,
It
it's
will 100%
that's the
happen.
that's the funny part is it doesn't matter. There's
You
always
get
some
3
kind of
phases in and your brain forgets how to do phases. You're too busy thinking about the fucking phase you just wiped off.
that's what makes Omega.
That's what makes this one hard, is because you can't just fucking brain off phase 1. You have to actually
Brain off
think
phase
about
3
it.
though, so that's fun.
There's a
Alright,
flex.
3's are in. 3's are in. A and D. A and D towers. A and D towers. Four's in. They're BC. BC. Four's in. BC towers. 1's in. And 2's in. We have AC towers. Alright, I will grab Dante. If we get V on him too, we'll be all good.
I think I saved that.
Potentially. Alright, pre-position towards your 1-3 spots.
There's a swap.
Get your debuffs, we're gonna use BD. Moving clockwise, 1s are out.
Oh, where are you guys going? Trailing edge. Trailing edge.
2's out. 3's out. It's 4 seconds, basically. That's what it is. Yeah. It's 4 seconds on your debuff. Is when you leave.
And then go to your corner, Belle. Go to your corner.
Yep, so you stand on your little corner of 1 and start the last.
Heal yourself, Belle, I believe! Yeah, there you go! Now you did.
And now just do 32% of the self.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time this cast ends. Just, yep. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, that's all right.
You won the opportunity to do it again.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I misinformed
it's,
you.
Yeah, phase 1 is very fast. I mean, you lived, so either everyone else did it real wrong and you somehow dodged around those bullets, or yeah.
Or you murdered everybody.
I murdered P2.
Yeah, so all the lasers, remember the lasers are always moving away from the flames. The missiles running at the missiles chasing, effectively.
Yeah, the party wants to just basically step out of the thing as it's coming towards them. So you're gonna drop your puddle, step forward, drop your puddle, step forward, and that his cleaves are gonna be chasing behind you. If that makes sense.
Yep.
That way, when you run out with your missile, you're running into him, and then you're running
down
away.
the flame line.
Yeah.
Yep.
So ideally, you drop one like at him, and then you drop one all the way at the thing, way in front, and then you can drop one at the back wall. Or as a melee, if you come back fast enough, you can drop one behind the party. But so long as you don't drop it in front of the party, you're fine.
I think I have. Go to that channel. See if I can find it. Really
I still got a really old clip of my ass doing it on Samurai.
Okay, if you wanted to see what this is going to look like, I have an image. I found it. This is why I keep all those old. This is why I kept the strat channel alive, even if I didn't delete it. That is what this should look like in live time. That's how this should look if you look in the Beetle channel. That's how that should look. So as you're moving, one's moving away, two's kind of coming along. But that should kind of help hopefully clear up what this looks like. So you can see like the 3-4 are sticking kind of on the edge of the flamethrower that's coming at you. You know,
They're
and
doing
then
it
the
a little
other
bit more, I guess, safer than we do it, because we drop our first puddle up close to Beetle.
Yeah, but I'm more just saying, like, from a movement perspective. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying it helps you understand how the movement should, generally speaking, look. It's a little different, but okay. All right, if everyone's good, we'll just keep on moving along.
And
And like with most things, early on, once we're seeing it in rage, we can like leave pots early, and then eventually we'll have to back them up. Threes are in.
no
Threes
swap.
are in. And beaten towers. BD towers. Fours are in AC towers. Fours are in AC towers. Ones are in DA. Ones are in DA towers. That's okay. That's alright.
Dante, were you first, or were you one?
Yeah, I was one.
Okay, just making sure.
It's an ultimate. We're going to die a lot of times, so don't sweat the deaths. They happen. They're going to happen. Alright, three's in.
There's a swap.
Three's in, D and C.
We're good. You guys can't move from C until we actually have the tethers.
Yeah, that's my bad. I took one step to the side and stopped and didn't ever get rid of it. So
Yeah, I tried to stay close to center, but the one off me still got grabbed, and there was absolutely no way I could get the other one. It was impossible at that point.
Okay, all good. Yeah. All good.
Actually, I could do one more top.
Viper adjust.
I tried.
No flex.
Three's in, B and C. B and C towers. Four's in, D and E. D and E towers. Four's in. One's in, one's in. We got towers at A and D. One's in, towers at A and D.
He stole my tether.
That's okay. Like I said, best thing you can do, it's going to sound really stupid. One thing you can do that can help a lot when you grab your tether is, so say you're picking up the tether at C here. Say C is the correct tether for you. If you pick up the tether at C, one thing you can do is grab it, and once you have it, take a few steps towards the middle to shorten it. So that if the other person is moving towards their tether, you know, they're only going to grab it if they're running directly underneath Omega to grab that tether. It just makes the tether grabbing a little bit easier.
That's a good call.
Generally speaking. If they need the tether, they can. The problem is, what happens, Kat, is say you need the tether over here. If there's a tether over here and a tether at, say, north, if Ruby is running for this tether right here where I'm jumping, but you run straight through the middle, you're going to possibly pick up that tether he's going for before you get to A, and then you're going to get to the A tether, and it's not going to let you grab it because you already have it. So, like I said, that's one option, is all the people picking up tethers just go right to the middle and they run a few little circles, and then they always grab both tethers. It is an option, it's just a little bit, it's just a little bit more goofy to do it. This one's a little bit easier for casters to just pre-position, know what they need to grab, and then they can kind of grab and move. So that's really the main reason you do it that way. Yeah, no, there's not a lot of damage in this phase until you get to the end, and during Pantocrator. So you're not really going to be able to break TBN during the start of this.
Except for the first one. I can aim it.
Yeah, the first auto you could, but that would be about it. Yes, yeah, so the tethers just need to make sure they're in the hitbox enough so that people can move around, and then just kind of watch. It's really imperative, every person, whether you're a tether person or a not tether person, that you are ready to move the second you get your tethers, right? So, like, the second you see Blaster go off on the set before, you should be ready to start moving to get into position accordingly. So that this phase is a lot of very quick movements. If you were to, like, sit here and go, I'm going to greed 3 casts down at C, but the tower is somewhere at D, you could die. So, yeah, you just want to make sure you're ready to move very quickly. Ideally, you want to move in a way that works well with your group so that you can get there. But if you can't get there easily, keep in mind you can always swing behind the towers. So, say we had a scenario where B and D were the tethers, and then the next towers were at, so say A and C were the first set. Well, A and C is a bad example. What I'm trying to say is you can always swing behind the towers to get close to your group again if you're out of position.
I just remember that was an issue we had where like the first set of tethers had to go east-west, and somebody has to wait for that north tower to run around before they go all the way out, because that was an issue.
Yes.
Where the tethers would just yeet out really fast, and whoever had to get to north tower would wind up snagging a tether because somebody has to wait. Somebody has to wait for north tower to get there. But then he'd repeat it, and then whoever had to take north tower next would wind up, if those tether people don't step in, you have to step in so they can get around you.
Yep. So yeah, when you're doing tethers, your goal is to be inside of Omega until everyone's able to move to where they need to, and then move out. Everyone just has a responsibility to move very quick. That's all it is. All right, we'll keep moving. This mechanic just takes a lot of repetition more than anything. So we'll just keep on trucking along. He had casts to do.
I know. He had all them summoner casts to do.
All of them, all three of them.
All three of them. They all came up right when I wanted him to move every time.
Okay, threes, get ready to move in.
Flex.
Threes in. AC.
Speak of the devil.
Fours in, BD. Fours in, BD. One's in, BD again. One's in, BD again. Two's in, AC. Two's in, AC.
One tether was
Oh,
missed.
no. Wasn't a tether, that was the problem.
Oh, sorry,
Well,
tower
one of the
was
tethers
missed.
was at 1 instead of B. I don't know why, or I think some shenanigans are happening, but one of the tethers was on an ninja particle.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know if that's what caused the wipe, but I think multiple.
No. What caused the wipe was the tower day got missed. Okay, oh good. Just run it again. Like I said, this phase is a lot of quick movements. To the extent you're able to save Spring Food and you really need it, that's best. Threes in.
Where's this flex?
C and D. Threes in, get your tethers, and alright, we got AB. Fours are in. Ones are in, it's AB again. And then twos are in, it's CD. Nice job. Burn the boss, get towards your C1 positions. We can top up in 2 seconds. Top up now.
Flex.
Alright, we're using 3-1. Ones are out. We're going counterclockwise. Twos are out. Threes are out. And fours are out. I'm gonna guess the missile didn't get out on the 2 side because I see a bunch of damage.
I had a puddle that I ran into from party 2. That was interesting.
That's okay.
I forget what causes that.
Dead bodies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What causes that is dead bodies.
I forget how shitty fucking Panto is that you basically have to save 2 stacks of True North for it.
Yes. Yeah, Panto is a kind of mean phase. So you want to save as much as you can there. Alright. But all good. Just remember, as I'm calling those 1, 2, 3, 4s out, those outs are getting called basically based off the laser. So, once you see the laser hit, if your number is next up, you just move out basically on that laser. Cast. You'll also have about 4 seconds on a debuff when that happens.
4 doesn't have to come back to the party, right?
Also,
No, technically no.
you want to be on the hitbox ring if you're not solo baiting.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you want to stay on the hitbox ring. Stay on the hitbox ring unless you are actively out. And then you're basically just moving. So you're dropping a puddle, you're moving out of the puddle. You're dropping a puddle, you're moving out of the puddle. You're just staying together as one little cohesive unit, dropping puddles and moving. Good stuff, though. Just keep on trucking along.
Alright, gonna.
Like I said, nothing in this phase is super complex. It's just getting very used to the movements and then how to do as much damage as you can while you're in these movements is the important part. 3s
Flex.
are in. 3s are in. AD towers. AD towers. Fours are in BC towers. 4s are in BC towers. 1s are in. 1s are in BC towers again. 2s are in AD towers. 2s are in AD towers. That was weird. Did that not count you in that tower, Ruby?
No, that wasn't my tower.
Oh, where the explosion looks like is it hitting the tower, and I'm like, oh, you were in it.
No, I was third tower.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Like I was in the
All right.
tower, but it was not mine.
Okay, that's why I was confused. I was like, how the hell did that not count you in it? You were as centered in that tower as you could be. Yeah,
Were
it
you
was
an
most
adjust?
likely.
Yeah, did you adjust?
Yeah, if you. Well, no, if he was. No, if he matched Bell, then.
Then Bell should have been group.
Oh,
Would've
gotcha.
moved
It was
over.
Cat. Okay, or
Oh.
it was. Yeah, whoever the 2 4s were.
Cat, you weren't
It was
adjust.
whoever
You
the
were a
two-
3 with me.
Yeah, whoever the 2 4. I don't know who the other 4 was. Who was the other 4? It's okay. You're all good. Yeah, that early top prog does that. Do we know who the other 4 was? Or was the 4 Bell? It might have been Bell.
No, Leon and someone.
Okay. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, just pay attention to your debuffs. Know if you do have a swap. Best advice I can give for swaps is if you see you have a swap, just automatically start assuming that's your group for the rest of the mechanic, and life will become a lot easier for you. Because then you don't have to keep remembering the swap. You just go to that group, and that becomes your new group for the whole mechanic.
Yeah, I was just calling
Just keep
swap
going.
when I see it.
Yeah, if you happen to see any kind of swap, that can help. I can also call that, depending, and that can possibly help people.
Can I?
But yeah, if you want to call that swap, if you see it, that's not a bad thing. Just so everyone's aware. But everyone just needs to watch for that debuff to happen. So debuffs coming out.
Swap.
Right, these are in. We're looking at C and D. C and D. Fours in, AB towers. 4s in, AB towers. One's in, CD towers. of the ones did grab their tether, I think. I don't know who the other one was, but... It's all good. Like I said, we can rapid fire these out, just so people get used to looking. This really is the hardest little piece of what happens here in most cases, so it's just getting used to it and being extra cautious, or being extra cognizant of what's happening around you.
There is a swap.
Okay, got 3s in. Looking at CD towers. D towers. These are in. 4s are in. 4s are in. B and C towers. Ones are in. A, B towers.
Hi, Belle.
I didn't see what happened.
Oh, that might have been my mistake.
There was a swap there. You and I had two.
Yeah,
that
but I got the
was-
tether too early.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
one.
I understand.
Yeah, I got it as a
Okay.
1 instead of a 2.
Gotcha. All good. You swap if you and Volar have the same number. That is the only time you swap. That is correct. Yep. Yep, that is the only time you swap. Same with Ruby. Ruby only swaps if he matches with me. The tanks have the most complex job. They swap if they match with any of their 3 people, and the melee only swap if they match with the range or the healer on their side. So yep, your job is pretty easy. You just have one person to look at and yourself to see if you have the same debuff.
Probably just focus
Alright,
target.
just keep going. You could focus target. Like I said, easiest way to do it is to grab the person you care about and like put them right underneath you on the party list if you don't care how the party list is set up. So like if you're Leon, you just put Volar right below you, and then you just have to look at the top 2 people in your party list and see if they match. If they match, you know you're a swap. If they don't match, you know you're fine. And then you don't have to think any further on it other than that piece. Alright, just keep on going along.
Alright, get out.
Like I said, this takes a little bit of time, so it's just a matter of getting used to it. The hardest part of top is top has a lot of variables in it, and nothing is like class-based or role-based. It's just everything happens. And so you just have to kind of get used to looking at those debuffs.
There is a swap.
Alright, 3s are in. 3s are in. Looking at CD towers, 3s are in. Fours are in.
Tether.
Yeah, no, the problem, yeah, that was a weird scenario. What happened there was, it was both the healers needed to grab it. So I grabbed the group 1 tether, and then I moved towards A to shift around and drag it around, but then when she came around, she grabbed mine. And so you still had a tether.
Oh, so yeah, really bad
So, yeah.
patterns.
Yeah, it's a bad pattern. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is just be ready if you know, like, you're up next. Just be ready to move super quick. And just keep pulling. But you just want to be ready to move as fast as you can, so that you're always getting there as quick as possible. Another thing that you'll get better at as you do it more is noticing where you are, like, near the towers. You can kind of start using the towers to pre-position out where you need to be ahead of time. And that gets easier. 3s are in. 3s
There
are in.
is a swap.
And then it is AB towers. AB towers. 4s are in CD towers. 4s are in. Ones are in. It's BD towers. Ones are in. Ones are in. Twos are in AC towers. Twos are in AC towers. Just keep beating up the boss. You can pre-position towards your 1-3 markers. Top-ups can happen now. Debuffs have fallen off.
Swaps.
BD. BD is the starting point. BD is the starting point. Ones are out. We're going counterclockwise. Twos are out. We have two.
There's the double laser.
I was gonna say we have too many people over here. Is the thing.
We had 6 people on our side? What the heck?
Yeah, we had a lot of people over here. That's why I was like, Yes, so you would have been a 3 swap, which means there would have been either a 1, a 2, or a 4 swap on our side. So either 1, 2, or 4
I think
was...
we had 2 1s, did we? 1?
I don't think so. Ruby, what were you?
That was a 4.
Ash, what were you?
I believe I was a 4. So I think that was our problem.
You were 4?
Yeah, there's 2
I
4s,
believe
right?
so.
On our
There
side.
was 2 4s. Yeah, and that's why I was like, we have too many people over here. When I saw Cat come over, and I'm like, something's wrong, but I can't identify it on the party list easy. So that's okay. That's all good. All right, we'll just pull it again. Like I said, top requires a lot of getting used to looking at your stuff and remembering what you're doing. So it happens. All right, we'll get ready. 3s will go in first. 3s
Swaps.
are in. 3s are in. B and D are the towers. B and D are the towers. Chase that one down. B are the towers.
And then
We are dead. We can reset that. That's a way.
I stood on
Because
the
we
edge of the
lost.
tower. I couldn't get out any further.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Yep, so just remember, the 3s, your job is to move in as fast as you can. Everyone else, you want to give those 3s a second for them to grab tethers before you take off. I think that's all that happened there. Let's keep pulling. But I believe that's what I saw was, one of the people just bailed out a little bit faster than normal. Also, reminder, check your food. Also, reminder to check your gear, because Voller, I think some of your gear broke. Based on HP, I think some of your gear broke.
Oh no!
There we go. That seems more right. 3's in. 3's in. And the towers are at A and B. Towers are at A and B. Towers are at B and D. 4s are in. 4s are in. Or towers are in.
1 tether.
Yep. You got it. Yep, that's okay. Like I said, best habit you can get in when it comes to picking up tethers is say you know you're 4, and this will come with practice, so don't feel bad about it, but it'll come with practice. So like, let's use that last one as a good example. When we started off, so what's happening there is, so just keep in mind, like if we were at A and B, right? So if we know the A and the B towers are where they're starting, which is what we had in this last scenario, if A and B are the towers, if you know that you're 4, you should be pre-positioning as 4 over by this B tower, because you know that there's 2 tethers, one coming down to C, one coming to D. So the group 2 person for group 4, or for number 4, should be pre-positioning kind of over by B. The person who knows they need to pick up for group 1 should be pre-positioning up here over on the A marker. That way, as soon as those explosions go out, A can run straight down to D to grab their tether, B can run straight to C to grab their tether, and you're always picking up your correct tether. Because keep in mind, depending on what group you are, you always want to be grabbing using that same snake prio. So because snake prio is a thing, you always want to be thinking, as the phase is going, where's the tether I'm picking up and how does it relate to the snake prio we're running? So, you know, if you know you're in group 1, if there's ever a tether at D, that is always your priority tether. It should always be the tether you're grabbing. If you're doing group 1 and there's nothing at D, but there's something at C, that is always going to be yours. And if you can't grab from D or C, then you're always grabbing from B. If you're in group 2, A is always your priority. If there's ever a tether at A, that is always your tether. If there's not one at A and there's one at B, that's always your priority tether. And if there's not one at either A or B, then C becomes your tether. As long as you follow that logic, you'll never pick up the wrong tether. It's just remembering which group you're in when there's swaps is where it gets tough. Because if you know you're a swap, then suddenly, like if you're Bell, then suddenly you have a swap where, okay, you know, now I'm a swap, so now D becomes my priority, then C, then B, versus, you know, the normal ABC priority. So it's just a matter of getting used to how you visualize the room and how the swaps force you to react differently to tethers. I would also advise, when it comes to picking up your tethers, this mechanic, as the more you do it, the slower it gets. I would highly advise when you're picking up your tethers, be ready to sprint when it's your time to pick up the tether. Everything else you have plenty of time to do, but the faster you can get to your tether and pick it up, the easier this mechanic becomes. So like if I know I need to pick up the tether at D, and I'm standing up at A, like in that last instance, if the second I see blaster go off, I pop sprint, I grab the tether at D, and I run it kind of inside the hitbox to Omega so that it shortens that tether. Now the other person can see there's one big long tether at C. They know that's the tether they need to grab. And if both people do it, you've picked up your tether super quick and everyone can get away. Because those tethers, remember, in their initial instance, the tether is here at C and stretching all the way out, right? So the faster you pick it up, if you can pick it up inside here, you've suddenly now freed up the path for everyone else to go. The faster you move, the faster you allow everyone else to move. So this phase is all about moving quickly to get things done appropriately. Yeah, we can take a quick 5. So if anyone needs to run and grab a drink or run to the bathroom or anything else. Ruby, what the hell am I looking at?
Brain rot.
That is, yep, that is the definition of brain rot right there. Okay, once Macy's back, we will get moving. Okay, Macy is back. You can recheck your food. And we'll keep moving.
Alright, gonna.
Now, just remember, keep an eye on what you're picking up for tethers. No, you're all good. Watch your tethers. Make sure you are picking up the correct tether based on your group using the snake cryo. Move quick. Save sprint for your tethers. All those fun things. We're stacked up. Threes will be in. Threes are in. Towers are at C and B. Towers are at C and B. Fours in, A and C. Towers are at A and C. Fours in. One's in, they're at D and A. One's in, they are at D and A. Two's in, they are at D and B. Two's in, they are at D and B. Nice job. Be able to top up in 6 seconds. Top up in 6 seconds. You can top up now. Go to 1 and 3. Check for any swaps.
There
You're
is
starting
a
at A and
swap.
C. Starting at A and C. Ones are out. Ones are out. Twos are out. Threes are out. Fours are out. You're ready to find your clock spot after this laser. Dodge the things, find your clock spots. I got Cap.
Did we cleave each other, Macy, or did we just get double tapped?
Yep, so just remember when you're your tanks, remember you want to be on the inner point of the north side. I definitely got murdered by that tank cleave.
Oh,
So remember you want to be right on the tip of the point. There.
Yeah, it's my bad, Ruby. The thing shows me on the flank line. The flank line is not the corner of our markers.
Oh, I don't know if I was too close to you or not. That's all.
So you gotta remember, if we're going, we cannot use our markers. We have to actually use his.
Can you throw the NAR markers down? I was gonna say, I'm just gonna have Dante swap the NAR markers in. It's fine. Let's have him throw the NAR markers down. We'll use those. We'll shift them the half an inch back.
Because we have to be outside his hitbox ring. That's all.
Yeah, but no, what I was trying to say was more a tank thing. But you can say what you need to say first. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all. It's because we were basing it off our markers. We were too far in, so it overlapped us.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be like right on his flank line, which I moved up so I wouldn't be as close to you. But because we were so far in, we were still really close to each other. We got to remember to be outside
it's
of his range.
distance. Yeah, it's distance. That's the
picture.
So it is
your stream.
What? This is brain rot. Leave it alone.
Jesus.
That's what Looper happens.
Little did you know he's playing with that on his actual screen.
Just wait until I cover my party frame.
Yep, so just remember, the tanks will be out. The tanks need to be max melee or beyond, because it targets the two furthest people away with that tank buster. So the tanks need to be max melee. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, God. No. Bad mouse. Okay. Alright, so remember, tanks, you want to be standing if you guys are doing the single bust, or the single invul. So your positioning was fine, Dante. You were getting the cleaves, but what happened there was, so you want to be standing where Carby is.
Okay.
You want to be standing where Carby was. What happened was I went and stood south of the, the targeting, like his side arrow, and I just barely got clipped by your tank buster because you were in the 4 marker. So you and Bell want to be standing both on the, you guys both want to be standing on the inner, the point closest to A on your respective markers. So you want to be standing kind of where Carby is, and Bell would want to be mirroring it on the other side. God damn you, Omega, and your stupid big ass hit. You want me standing where Carby is right now. So Bell would want to be where Carby is. Bell would want to be where Carby is, and you would want to be there. We can just reset that.
Everyone else is on the boss's ring, right?
So we're on the ring.
Correct. Yeah,
okay.
So we are all on the boss's ring. Yep. Everyone else is on the boss's ring. Everyone's on the boss's ring, and the tanks are max melee at the corner of the marker, and that kind of all just works out if we do that. So, yep. All right, we are all good. Real nice job getting there. We just got to get that last little piece of positioning done, and we'll be good to go.
Kinda.
Real nice job on Pantocrator, though. Very nice job on Pantocrator. Threes get ready to move in. Threes move in now. Threes in. BC. BC towers. Threes are in. Fours get ready. Fours are in. AD towers. AD towers. Fours are in. Ones get ready. One's in. AC towers. One's in. AC towers. Twos get ready. Twos in. DB towers. DB towers. Twos in. Nice job. Back on the boss. Be able to top up in 5 seconds. Top up now. We're going to use AC. 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 One is out. Let's go in counterclockwise. Ones are out. Twos are out. Threes are out.
danger.
What's your question? When I say out, I mean you have the missile. It means you can't be in the stack.
That's when you run ahead of the party to pick your missile solo.
Yes.
Also, when you go out, remember you need to run into the center and not straight out. Like on the hitbox ring, you need to run in. Because if you run out along the hitbox ring, you're going to drop your first puddle in front of the party.
So if, say, Omega was C, what this will look like is, let's just say, I'm going to steal some markers here. Let's just say we were rotating around the boss, right? So if the party is stacked on Omega's, like, hitbox ring, right? So you're starting here, or I'm actually going to use D for this, so that's easy. If the party was D, so this is where you take your laser, right? Your first move from this D marker, so you just took the laser, I call for the next group out. Your first movement is going to be into the boss. It's going to be into Omega's hitbox. Your second movement is going to be down the fire cone that just came out. So, like, you'll move into the hitbox, you'll go down the flamethrower that just happened. When you drop your puddle here, and then you'll curve. You'll curve out, and you'll come back to meet the party. By the time you've dropped your puddle, then you will do it. Yes, exactly. Yep, all the movements for missiles are exactly the same. You're just doing it, the only difference for 2, 3, and 4 is obviously you're in the stack first, as opposed to 1 where you just leave right away. 2, 3, and 4, you leave at 4 seconds on your debuff. That's counting down, or right after the laser goes out. Alrighty, just do her again. That was good though.
Kind of.
So it takes a handful of pulls to get used to it, and then once you kind of get it, it'll click fast as long as you don't have some running domestic terrorism.
Domestic terrorism.
That's what it was. Care what
It
anyone
was.
says.
You did it different every pull.
3s are in.
There
3s
is
are in.
a flex.
BC, 3s are in. 3s are in BC. AD, 4s are in. AD, 4s are in. Ones are in. AB, 1s are in. Twos are in.
That was quite the backflip.
Oh, is that what that was? That was
Yeah.
death by backflip.
I was so confused. I'm like, I know I'm supposed to have a tether, but I have this tether way earlier than I'm supposed to. All good. All good. Shit happens.
Kind of.
Okay.
Is not your friend.
Yeah, I think the only way you'd ever be able to flip is if you were like standing where Carby is, and then you might have enough room, but it's gonna be tight.
Don't tempt him.
Yeah, no, you don't want to
Gonna
back.
snap in the center of the room and we're all gonna explode.
Yeah, you don't want to backflip from space. Alright,
Flex.
3s are in. 3s are in. DC towers, DC towers. Fours in, AB. Fours in, AB. Fours in, AB. One's in. One's in, CD. One's in, CD. Y'all go away.
3, yeah. Your body made it.
I'm guessing the 3 tower got missed. That's okay. Oh, good. Just keep on running.
I'm guessing it was just an adjust thing.
Yeah, like I said, getting used to the adjust is kind of rough at times.
Trust me, I know. I murdered us a bajillion times. I think we went through, 1,000 pots on fucking phase 1?
Yep. That was brutal.
Nope. Say no, I get
There is a flex.
3's in. 3's in AD. 3's Threes in AD. Fours in BC. Fours in BC.
Rip.
Ones in. Fours in.
Merge.
Didn't want to give me that tether. I'm guessing there was just an adjust there and a late out, I'm assuming.
I think it was a out.
Yeah, okay, all good.
Put the other tether.
Ah, gotcha. Yep, like
You
I
know,
said,
sucking
best
the
thing you
mothers.
can... Oh god, not again.
Don't suck the
Yeah, that's okay. Like I said, the best advice I'll give is realize what group you are right away, and then throughout the entire mechanic, just always keep an eye on that tether when you know you're coming up next. Yep, we'll keep pulling. Yeah, that's honestly the right answer, is just pre-think through what your movement's going to look like, and then try to pre-position yourself in a way that will get you close to where you need to be from the start. If
Just
you
throw
can
it all
do
out
that,
the window when the other person does something completely unexpected.
if everybody pre-positions and does it, then they should be fine. Alright, threes, get ready. Threes in.
There is a swap.
Alright, we got AD towers. AD towers. CD towers. Fours in. Fours in. CD towers. Ones in AB towers. Ones in AB towers. Twos in BC towers. Twos in BC towers. Alright, we'll hang out near our 1-3 markers. Get kind of near mid and get some heals. We can top up now. Using 3, something 3-1, 3-1. It's going clockwise. 2 is out. 2 is out. Three's out. 4 is out.
Ah! Got their laser.
Bring it to your positions.
That was just rude.
Bye, Ruby.
Bye-bye.
It's like, we're cooked. We're not living. Was that just a mid thing? Was that, just out of curiosity, do we know if that was damage or someone missing from the stack? Any idea? Maybe don't know, and if not, that's okay. Okay, all good. All good. I was just curious. Yeah, so just remember, when you are like the 1, 2, 3, when you are the next one up, as soon as you see that laser go off, you're going to have a little red debuff that's counting down. When that debuff hits 4 seconds, you need to be sprinting and running away from the party into the hitbox and then down the fire line as fast as you can. And then remember, as soon as your missile has hit you, your goal is to try to get back to the party as fast as you can. But we'll just keep on rolling. Yeah, you want to make sure it. Honestly speaking, when they start shooting out, you pretty much want to get right into the fire as you're baiting and waiting out that until your missile goes.
We had space, but it was tight.
Yeah, we'll just keep pulling.
You can do
Yeah.
uptime. You just gotta be.
You have to go further. You have to go further down the line. Is all.
You
it
have
is.
to basically drop your third puddle way at the like along the fire, and then just run back to us.
Yep.
You can make it back in time for the stack. It's just you got to be careful of that. It's coming back later versus coming back sooner.
It'll take practice. We'll just keep going.
Gonna
The big important thing is remembering you're always taking 3 lasers with your party and 1 laser away from the party. Or 1 missile away from the party, so just making sure that you're always with the party when those lasers are happening is the important part of this.
I was gonna say,
And
I
then
tried that
remembering-
last time, but it didn't work.
Right. And then remembering you're always throwing your kitchen sinking is, so like every piece of it we have is getting through.
There's a swamp.
3s are in. 3s are in. We're doing 80. 3s are in 80. Fours are in. 4s are in CD. 4s are in CD. Ones are in CD. 1s are in CD.
Uh-oh.
2s are in AB. We're done. We are done. We are done. That's okay. I'm gonna guess Blaster just barely clipped you.
We had a passing contest.
Gotcha. Okay. All good.
Did you win though?
No.
Oh.
Gonna
Alright, 3s are in. 3s are in.
there's a flex.
BC. BC towers. BC towers. 4s get ready. AD towers. 4s. 4s in. AD towers. 1s get ready. AC towers. 1s are in. 1s are in. AC towers. 2s get ready. BD towers. BD towers. 2s get ready. Nice job. Keep beating up Omega. We'll get over by 1-3. Get to your groups. Start healing. Popping up.
Flex.
Using BD. BD is the start. 1's out. 1s are out. We're going clockwise. 1s are out. We're going clockwise. 2s are out. 3s are out. 4s are out. Circle, get to your spots. Everyone into your spots. People have their little lasers. Doing their thing. Person is gonna die.
It's gonna be me.
Bye, Woody.
Yep, and then we would just need it dead after this happens. So, yeah. Okay.
Easily done with pots.
Yes, yeah. While we're getting comfortable, pots are going to be your friend. At least when even if you have to just pot it when we get into the final position, just to make sure it pushes. Eventually, this damage check won't feel like anything, but that takes time, like anything else. All right, we'll just keep on rolling. Yeah, just remember those puddles. To the extent you're able to keep the group moving with puddles that are really consistent, that will help. Don't be a puddle terrorist. It's not fun. It gives people a lot of anxiety when puddles are all over the floor. So do your best to keep them as lined up as we're able. 3s are in.
Flex.
AB. AB. AB towers. AB towers. 4s get ready. CD towers. 4s are in. Twos get ready. Ones are in. We're doing CD towers again. I'm gonna guess you got clipped by blaster.
No, I was at the edge.
Yeah, you want to make sure
I even dashed in.
when you're not picking up the thing, you want to make sure you're kind of like flexed away from those blasters just for safety purposes. Yeah,
When
if
you
you
were
were
on the wrong
yeah,
side.
ideally inside the tower, flex towards a safe spot is the best spot to be, but all good.
I don't know what to tell you. I was at the edge and I dashed in. So
Yeah, you just gotta safety game those blasters. They're very big.
So I start a blast.
They do. They really do. They really do start blasting. Okay, we got Looper. Start up. Breeze get ready. Breeze in.
there is a swap.
BC. Towers. C for the towers. Fours are in AD. Fours are in AD towers.
No, you're adjusting.
Nope. Yeah, that gap close was a titch early.
Or rather, you're not adjusting.
I
You're
panicked
just
because
in the
Bell
wrong
was
spot.
there.
I'm not gonna say that's what happened the time before, but that time it was definitely early because I
Yeah,
saw
that
you
was-
go and I'm like, damn, that
was-
blaster covered the whole tower.
That was one GCR.
So
we weren't.
started blasting.
I was a 2 and you were a 2. You're group 2, so you started A.
Yep.
Yeah, you should never be at a tower at D if you are not currently adjusting.
Mhm. Yeah, because group 2 always starts A, then B, then C.
There was a tower at D and a tower at A. So you would take the tower at A and I would be D.
Yep. So what'll happen? Numbers here. So what'll happen is, like, say C is the tower. If C is the tower, when I'm calling a marker, you'll always have towers, and they're going to be like this. There's going to be one tower, and it'll either be where 3 is or 4 is. So if it is next to A, it belongs to A. Regardless of if it's clockwise or counterclockwise of A, it belongs to A. If there is anything flanking D on either side of it, then it belongs to D. Is kind of the general way to look at it. So, like, if you were to look at the A tower, if I can get these markers positioned, I'm doing this. The potential for A is there's going to be towers in those positions where 1 and 2 are. Both of those are considered A's towers, because they're the closest tower to A. So that's just because those are cardinal, and it would get kind of weird because counterclock. Well, yeah, it would just be weird because counterclockwise of yeah, because the towers can't be intercardinal. That's kind of the way to look at it. But, okay, all good. Yeah, it's kind of a weird way they did this mechanic, but
They just did it to fuck with you.
yeah, so you only look at it. That's why for this mechanic, it's D going counterclockwise and A going clockwise. For that part of it. Yes, Snake Prio's always been bad. Alright, we'll just keep on rolling.
Yeah, we tried to explain it at the start, but when you're like getting flooded with tons of information, it's real easy to not do that.
Exactly. It's a learning experience. Everyone's learning. We're just getting there. And it's Looper. It takes a lot of practice to get through Looper correctly, just because there's a lot of stuff happening. 3s are in.
There's a swap.
DC for towers. DC for towers. AB for towers. 4s are in. AB towers. 4s are in.
Did I miss see that? Was there a tower at sea?
It was AB towers. AB towers.
Then that was my bad, Bill. I got it mixed up.
It was AB towers.
I thought it was AD.
Nope. It's all good. Shit happens. Is all good. Yeah, first towers were CD, second towers were AB. They went directly opposite of each other.
It's always fun. There's so many shitty patterns.
Is that the more you do it, the more you get used to really like preemptively seeing what it's trying to do. Threes are
Swaps.
CD towers. CD towers. AB towers. Fours are in. Ones are in, it's AC. Ones are in, it's AC towers.
Yeah, you took my tether again, though.
Oh,
And then
I think
fire.
Leon went to the wrong tower, so it's okay. It's okay. It happens.
Well, if that was also a 1, then we were gonna die anyway.
Oh, no, Leon took the tether. He just said it. He took the tether when he wasn't supposed to.
That's fair. Lots
It's
of things
okay.
will happen.
Kind of.
Alright, let's keep on trucking along. Like I said, there's a lot of little nuance in top that is different than other ultimates. Because so many things everyone can get everything all the time for the most part. So you just until you get to P6, in which case that's
Poor Bell, they all out to get you.
Swaps.
Alright, threes are in. Threes are in. We got CD towers. CD towers. Fours get ready. AB towers. Fours are in. AB towers. Fours are in. Ones are in CD towers. Ones are in CD towers. I'll go. Just stay there. Alright, we got AB towers. Twos are in. Twos are in AB towers.
Oh. That was my bad.
That's okay. That's okay. It's totally okay. Like I said, I saw you and I just adjusted around it. So, yes, it does. It truly does. Alright, just keep rolling. Do one and we'll have to re-instance after. That's okay.
It was
Yeah,
on
save-
cooldown.
Yeah, saving sprint for when you absolutely need it is very helpful. You can do every movement in this phase without ever touching the sprint button, so the more you get comfortable with pre-anticipating movements, the easier it becomes.
Yeah, I had fucked something up.
Swaps.
Threes are in.
It was,
Threes are in. Threes are in. We got AD towers. Apple Dog towers. Apple Dog towers. Fours get ready. Fours in. AD again. Apple Dog again. Fours are in. Ones are in CB. Cat Boy towers. CB again. CB again. We got twos in. Twos in. Twos come grab your tethers. I'm gonna die. I'll just take this tether. It's fine.
Oh shit, that was me. Fuck.
You're fine. You're fine. Just get a raise on me when we can, and we'll be done. Thank you. We're okay. Just keep burning. Get to your positions. Top of the party. All that fun stuff. Look at your debuffs. Look at your debuffs. We're using 1
There's a
3.
swap.
Ones are going to be out. Ones are going to be out. Ones are out. We're going counterclockwise. Ones are out.
Valor, we are in danger. There was only 2 of us over here.
Threes are out.
We're gonna get exploded here.
You're about to get yeeted.
There it is.
My missile was going off where you guys were.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, one thing that can be helpful, especially if you're one of the people who does a lot of swapping. We'll do one more for instance. One thing that is helpful when it comes to doing a lot of swapping, or we'll just reinstance now because the cat backed out. Okay. So one thing that does get very helpful when it comes to like doing that mechanic, especially if you are one of the people that does a lot of swapping. Also, Kat, remember you have a lead from this thing, so you'll have to be the one to make you a second. But remember, if you have to do a swap, especially if you're one of the heavy swappers, like the tanks in particular are always the tanks and the melees. Hanging out right near the middle can be very helpful because then you don't have to try to cross before the fire happens. Because you get the debuff before the fire starts and before it telegraphs, so you can kind of jump in right away.
Yeah, no, I was saying, I swapped over to P2 and Valor was the only one there, so I don't know if everybody else on that side was dead. Or what happened. So then, yeah, Leon would have been the swap over to P2, so.
Yeah, like I said, this first phase is the most annoying part of this fight. So it's just a matter of getting through it. Once we're through it and comfy, it won't be so bad. P2 is a lot better than P1.
Alright, count up.
Yep, just remember, grab the right tether as best you can. Tank stance, all that fun stuff.
You mean you don't want a tank cat?
Wait,
It's
why did
kinda
that turn
hard,
off?
So I prefer it. We synced. We synced, so it turns.
Oh,
Threes are in.
no swap.
Oh, fuck, my party changed.
C, D.
Oh shit, you're right.
C, D.
I
It's
gotta
okay,
actually
just do your best
read.
stuff.
There might be a
Fours
swap.
are in. Fours are in. There is.
No, there's
Macy
definitely a
and-
swap.
Macy and Ruby are swapping. AC towers. Macy and Ruby are swapping.
Yeah, I'm
Or
like,
cat
fix
are
my
also-
party
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah, you can fix it. No, the swaps were Macy and Ruby were swapping, Valor and Cat were swapping. Or no, sorry, excuse me. Cat was swapping, Macy was swapping. Macy matched with Ruby, Cat matched with Valor.
Yep,
Bell and I
give us a
matched,
second.
Dante and Leon matched. So there was no swap on 4, no swap on 1. It was a swap on 2 and 3.
I'm good.
Alright, I'm good.
Let's do this. I forget it does that one fucking re-instance. I'm like, ah, fuck, where's Ruby and Ash in the damn list?
Yeah, you can only sort by rolls too. Gonna,
You can sort by class. You can
Oh,
sort
you-
by class.
Really?
Yeah, that
It,
That would be
within roles, you can sort by class. Yeah, there's some cheeky stuff to make it auto sort. Get in. All right. Threes are in. Threes are in. There's a swap. CD towers. CD towers. Fours get ready to move in. Fours are in. They are BC towers again. Fours are in. BC towers. Ones are in. They are BA towers. Ones are in. They are BA towers. Twos are in. They are AD. Twos are in. They are AD towers. Nice job. You'll pre-position to 1-3. Remember, if you're one of the heavy swappers, hang out more towards the middle. Hanging out under Beetle is a good spot to be. Alright, look at your debuffs. We're using a 4-2. 4-2. So shift around accordingly. Ones are out. Ones are out. Twos are out. Threes are out. That was unfortunate.
Bye. Yeet.
Did you get caught by the flamethrower?
Yeah, my party was not sorted right, so I wasn't sure if I was baiting or not, or swapping.
Gotcha.
So that preoccupied me.
Oh, you're all good.
Kind of.
You are all good.
Oh, shit, my ears.
Yeah, don't do that.
I forgot how fast your shit gets up over here.
Yeah, when you wipe from the first phase, it breaks pretty quick. Threes
Swap.
are in. Threes are in. BD, boy dog towers. Fours are getting ready. Fours are in AC towers. Fours are in AC towers. Ones are getting ready. AD towers. AD towers. Ones are in. Twos are getting ready.
Cat, you could have shifted more to the side. You were standing towards the left
I got
side of your
Bell.
tower.
Alright,
If you
get
died
into
in
position.
tower.
Just get into position. We're all good. Into your positions. Get ready to do your things. Top up the party. Just work our way through this. Look at your
Here's a
debuffs
swap.
now. We're doing AC. Let's do AC. That's not quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was off. That was wrong. That
Where are
was-
my friends?
I hit you with the
I'm
laser.
murdering
before,
everybody because I tried to run
I
across.
forgot. That was the one really crappy position where it
That was
looks like
poor
C, but C's not. Yes, it was. Yeah, the center line there was. Yeah, the center line there was.
I was standing right
Yeah,
next
yeah.
to you, Cat. You were in the center of your tower. I can explain once they're not. Once they're dead. I'm not saying the tether couldn't be further out, but I'm just explaining for safety once I can actually move. So if your tower is right here, it was your tower was positioned more to this side, if that makes sense. And say the tether was at D, you were standing like right here, kind of in the middle of your tower, versus I was right next to you at the back and on the edge of your tower. So I did not die because I did not get hit, but you were kind of to the left, and you got clipped by the tether at D. I'm just guessing by when you died, did you not get clipped when you were standing in your tower?
It wasn't his tower, is what he's saying. I guess the way Macy's trying to explain this, and I think she's kind of missing. She's saying what she needs to, but in a weird way. For anyone, when you're on your tower, keep in mind the towers, because of where we're calling these positions. So say we're calling C, you always want to be positioned in your tower on the side that is, back out and closest to the marker that's called. So if you're on C and your tower's over on this side, you want to be back here by the C marker. You want to be as close to the C marker as you can. If you're on a D tower, you want to be shifted towards the D marker, because there's probably going to be an explosion coming this way. The only time that statement doesn't hold true is in a situation like AD. Then you want to shift towards 4 because AD are together. So yeah, so if it was an AC tether, what you would want to do is...
that tower during that circumstance was right here.
Yeah, so you want to be back here, is all she's saying. You want to be back as close as you can to the C marker, and then the person that's up at the A marker wants to do the same thing with A.
And if it's not even your tower, you can literally just stand in the middle of the C marker. Like, center of the cardinal is your safest position. Like, if it's not even your tower, then that doesn't even apply to you. But say this was your tower, standing at the back edge of it is the safest position. Versus the tether was at D, so standing, say, over here, you're getting closer to the tether person, which
and the point, and I think what's getting lost here is what he's saying. It wasn't his tower. If you're not taking a tower, you can just stand on the A, B, C, or D marker, and you should never get hit. If you're next to a tower, you should never get hit on that marker. You can stand on A, B, C, or D, and you'll always be safe. Those should never get overlapped. Yeah, whose tower it was isn't relevant. Okay, we can just keep rolling.
Sure.
But yeah, that's the trick to this, is always kind of standing as close to a cardinal as you're able.
Just use your eyeballs.
Pretty much. Just look at where the tethers are and just know that that circle is going to be big and just safety game the crap out of it.
And that's my fault. I thought it was his tower, but like you said, it's not really relevant whose tower.
Yeah, it's just a position.
Swamps.
Threes are in. Alright, B and C. B and C towers. B and C towers. Alright, we got B and C towers again. B and C towers again. Fours are in. A and D towers are next. Ones are in. A and D towers are next. Ones are in. Twos are in. Twos are in. A and D towers again. A and D towers again. Nice job. 4 seconds and we'll be able to top up. Start that now. I just stand at 1 and 3. You'll hang out. Look at your debuffs. We're using 1 and 3 as our starting point. Ones are out. Ones are out. Clockwise. Ones are out. Clockwise. Twos are out. Twos are out. Threes are out. Fours are out. Fours are out. Find your spots in the room. Move to your spots in the room. Tanks into position. Burning the boss down. Burning the boss down. Yeah, you can throw the LB just in the interest of pushing phase. We'll throw the LB. Group 1 will be on male. Group 2 will be on female. Make sure this dies. Throw whatever you have to. Make sure it dies. Nice job. Alright. Group 1 is on male. Group 2 is on female. Remember, Bell, you pick up bolt and you invuln. There's also some other cheeky stuff we can do, but we'll deal with that later. Once this finishes, Dante, you can vote for what you're supposed to have. We are doing a regular conga line. Healers are on the edges of those conga lines. The ranges are next to the healers, then the melee are next to the range, and then the tanks are in the middle.
Oh, we're in the opposite parties.
Yeah, you can wait till they start casting, I think, too. So
Yeah, once they start this cast, you can do your thing. Alright, I is at A. Sprint now. We want to be under male, under male, under male, under male. This male right here. Look at your thing. We're doing standard close, so it's BPOG, BPOG.
I don't remember this mechanic.
I figured as much. That's fine. That is fine. We will go over it. Okay, so we'll go over that mechanic. I kind of expected some people had no clue what was going on. So what's going to happen there, and I have my macro. I didn't hit my macro. But I will normally be throwing this macro if my stupid thing would... There we go. My stupid thing would work. That's how that looks. So, the way that mechanic functions, when we start off, Group 2 is going to get close to Group 2 is going to get close to female, Group 1 is going to get close to male, to force those debuffs. We're going to technically do one thing that's a little bit cheeky just for damage. Cat, I want you to stand near male. It's going to be kind of dumb, but I'm going to have you stand near male. And I'm going to stand near female. And we're going to flip the firewall. So that's one thing that we're going to do that's kind of different. So the firewall pairing will be Ruby, Macy, Cat, and Dante on male. And then on female, it's going to be me, Voller, Leon, and Bell. The reason we're doing that is because I can chain mail before Firewall goes off, and then we can put 3 DPS into mail. So it just gets us a little bit of extra damage. So
Remember,
we're
it's
going to
proximity based, so make sure you want to be closest
to the one you want to be
to the
at.
one you want to be
Yes.
hitting.
They don't move,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're just stationary.
Correct. They're going to hang out because they spawn and they start a buster. They spawn, they firewall, they start a buster. So yeah, they're going to be fine. They'll just be where they're at. So you will be hitting mail. Yes, you will be hitting mail. You'll still go into your same lineup spot for the lineup. Nothing changes for you other than that one thing. I'm just forcing your firewall onto mail is all I'm doing. You're still technically like party 2 for all other mechanics. Like the line is still going to be done the same. We're still going to do party synergy the same way. It's literally just that one little piece that gets swapped. So, okay, so that's one thing I want to mention. Like I mentioned, the way the conga line is going to work, it's going to be healers on the end. Group 1 to the west, group 2 to the east. It'll be healers, then range, then melee, then the tanks. You'll do that lineup. You should still be able to keep hitting all the way through that, even with that swap, so that should be fine. Way the conga line works, basically leftmost DPS or westmost marker gets, they're going to go to the west side, eastmost marker goes to the east side. That's how that works. That mechanic, so there's 3 things that are going to happen inside of party synergy that you need to be aware of. It's going to start, and male and female are going to spawn. There's a couple ways you can identify where the safe spot is. You'll get used to it as you go. There's a bunch of decoy clones that are all spawned around the arena, and we don't care about them. What you care about is there will be one male and one female clone, and they'll be lustfully looking at each other from across the room. Those are the 2 you care about. You don't care about any of the other idiots. They're off doing whatever they want. We don't care about them. You're looking for the male and the female that are directly across from each other. So they might spawn at 1 and 3, they might spawn at 2 and 4, but they're going to be opposite of each other, staring at each other longingly and doing something stupid. There's 2 possibilities for each clone in terms of what they're going to do. Male will either have a shield or he won't. If he has a shield, he's doing a donut. You need to be underneath male. If he has a sword, you need to be away from him. He's doing a point blank. Female has 2 things she's doing as well. If she has blade legs, there's a safe column. If she doesn't have blade legs, she's doing a plus. If you look inside the P2 channel, what this basically means is there's 4 possibilities. If you have blade legs and shield, like we just had, you need to be under male. So that call will be under male. If she's doing blade legs and he's doing sword, you need to be under female, right? If she is doing staff and he is doing sword, that call is going to be out. That means don't be near either of them. They're doing bad stuff. Get away from them. And if they are doing shield plus staff, then you get male sides. And that's everybody's favorite call. So, male sides basically means, say the clone is here on C.
Dog ass,
yes, exactly.
dude, I hate male sides.
I was waiting for
so
you to hit that
much.
button. So if this is where male is, let's just say he's sitting on C. If male's sitting on C, what male sides means is you want to be like over here. You want to be far enough away that you don't get hit by the plus that's shooting through the middle of male's hitbox, but also not so far out that you get hit by his donut. Male sides has got the least amount of space. It's going to be kind of a vibe check. You'll get there. It just takes a few times seeing it to do it. But that's generally speaking what that works. After we do that mechanic, one of 2 things is going to be happening. We're going to look at the eyeball. The eyeball becomes our new north, which I will be calling at the start of that mechanic. The eyeball's our new north. And then we're going to spread. You're going to have a debuff. It's either going to be close or far. I will call the close or far. That close far means one of 2 things. If it's close, then if you look at that little macro I posted, which I will just post again for ease if I can get this thing to work. There we go. If we need to be close, we do 2 BPOG lineups. X is up closest to the eye, and triangle's farthest away from the eye. with obviously purple and orange in the middle. That's how that's going to look. You literally just got to mirror that symbol. If we have to be far, what far means is you need to be on the wall, like way back here. You need to basically be maximum distance from the person you're tethered to. And what'll happen there is the west side of the room is doing standard BPOG. The other side of the room, if you look at the picture, is doing the opposite of BPOG, sort of. The G and the B are flipping. You're doing a G-POB. So that's how that works, because you have to get enough distance between each other to die, or to not die. So that's just how this is going to work. If you see it, you will notice there is a vuln that kind of tracks with you on your debuff bar as you move. You don't have a ton of time, so you can't really play off it too much. But technically speaking, you can see a vuln and it'll fall off when you're correct. But it's real rough. Close is on inner. So like if the eye was
the inner line here, like this would,
yes,
this spot would blast me. This is safe.
Yeah, you want to be in the marker. In the marker, basically. Like in the marker.
Yeah.
And for circles, it's a little bit different because it's there. But yeah, like basically inside of the markers should all work, give or take.
But yeah, you can line up.
So like, yeah, if we were doing this, like if I was tethered to the ferry and it was close, if for some reason I was standing on there, if me and the fairy were close and we were paired together, this would be correct and we would live. This would kill us both.
Do we not have any pictures of the tethers? I thought we did.
It's in the toolbox.
I was gonna say, there's no pictures of
I have it
tethers.
open.
Hang on. I kept all the old channels for a reason. Give me 2 seconds. You're looking for this? Are you looking for this?
Oh, well, I meant like a toolbox type picture, but the Ruby, is that like 40p?
You leave Ruby's 12p picture out of this, okay? It was a picture you posted in our... It's in the P2 channel. It was a picture you posted a long time ago into the old Strat channel that was like, this is what this looks like, but... Yep, so, but yeah, so that's generally how that should look. We don't have any other pictures for that, Macy, if that's what you're wondering.
No, you're fine. I'm looking in the toolbox.
But yeah, so that's generally how that'll work. After that mechanic is done, what I will point out is we're going to be lined up for our 2 things, right? So we're going to be lined up into 2 lines. Then 2 stack markers are going to come out. Easiest way to understand what this mechanic looks like, these 2 stack markers are going to come out and the northmost person is always going to swap. And you're just going to swap off with your partner because it's important that you swap with your partner. So if we're looking at, say, the list, you know, say we're looking at the west side of the room and it's close and blue and purple both get the stack. The northmost person swaps with their partner. So blue swaps with their partner.
I thought group 2 always swapped.
What?
I don't know. Just keep talking what you're saying. I'm confused.
You're losing me because this isn't a group 1, group 2 mechanic. In this form, it's not a group 1, group 2 mechanic because we're doing a conga line. I mean, it's kind of a group 1, group 2 mechanic, but it's not.
Because the stacks always appeared while we were still lined up on the wall.
Yes. Yes, the stacks appear while we're lined up on the wall, and it's the northmost person is swapping on a side that has 2. On a side that has 2 things.
Like I said, I was just...
So I'm saying if purple and blue were both marked, blue is the swapping person, but blue has to swap with their partner because we're still under mid-glitch, remote glitch. So we're still under close far. If your partner is swapping, you have to swap with your partner.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then, yeah, because you're still under it, and there's a stack that goes off at the very end of the mechanic that forces us to be in 4-4 pairs with your group properly segregated. So what's going to happen there is I'll try to call that swap as best I can. And then the way you look at it, if you're on the west side of the eye to start, your group 1, you always knock back west. Group 2 is the one that's shifting. If it's a close glitch, group 2 is going to be knocking back south. There'll be 3 males lined up all together. That becomes our new north for this mechanic. Group 1 will knock back to the west. Group 2 would either knock back south or they would knock back east, depending on if it's close or far. This may feel like a lot. We can also, we do have a sim for this as well, so we can sim it tomorrow at the start if that would be helpful for people. But yeah, it's probably worth doing just to make sure everyone's on the same page. So yes, you need to just look at your partner, look at who you're tethered to, and see if they're going to be the northmost person on their side. And then just understand that that means you have to swap with your partner for that one mechanic, and then we're solving it based on who's far.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot there. This is also the only real mechanic in the second phase. It's literally, you get party synergy down, and you just have to deal with the last thing. But the last thing is literally just stack in a spot, beta line AoE, tanks pick up tethers, and we kitchen sink a freaking meteor.
Oh, tanks have to be on a certain on the shield side, right? Wherever the shield guy is.
For the last mechanic, yes.
Yeah, for last.
So the way that mechanic works is the party's all going to be stacked together. The tanks are going to preemptively move out. There will be 2 males that will spawn on the side of the arena that both have tethers. You will each run to a respective clone and point those clones off of the arena, eating a tank buster that you do need to mitt. You'll point those out, and what'll happen is they'll do a little cone swipe cleave. That cone swipe cleave will, I'm gonna guess somebody AFK kicked, so we'll just have to go grab them. But, just have to back up and grab them. But, what's gonna happen is they're gonna do a little cone swipe, and then once they do their little cone swipe, it creates a safe column for the party to stand in. The party stands in that, and then you find the male on the wall that has a shield, and you and Bell will both run at it, staying slightly spread out, and it will bait a throw at one of the 2 of you. So, it'll bait a throw at one of the 2 of you.
Okay.
Like I said, there's a lot going on, but that mechanic is pretty simple for the most part. As long as you understand what you need to do to mid it, that mechanic's pretty easy, generally speaking.
Oh, it's true north for that.
Yes, it is a true north. You pretty much you can handle it however works best for you guys. Normally, the way you would handle it is just doing, like everything else in this fight, snake prio. You just do a snake prio to grab your 2 clones.
Okay.
And you're just baiting them away from the party, effectively.
Party mitts. We need. Oh, the 611. Got it.
Yeah, in 611, we literally just kitchen sink it, which we have so much party mitt that between spread low and, 2 sets of soil and Panheima and all the other junk, that meteor's never going to come close to killing anyone if we do it right.
So are we going to do that in P6 now? Apparently it's possible in P6.
Oh no, it's very possible in P6. I need to just find a VOD on it, but yeah, we could. With this comp, we very much so can. I just got to find the right good cheat for it.
We all stack
But
on
alright.
Leon now, right?
What? What's
We all
up?
go stack on Leon.
Yeah, we'll figure that piece out. But yes, that is very doable at this point.
Oh, for the LB3.
Yeah, but that's at the end of the fight. So we'll figure that. We'll deal with that road when we get there. We're a tad bit off at this point.
All right.
What do you mean we're going to get through this pull?
We're about 6. If we get there this pull, I will buy everybody in this party a copy of Tactics. Even if you have one, you'll get a
That's
second
it?
copy.
That's all we get for fucking one-shotting Hello World?
And party synergy.
And monitors?
I was gonna say, I like how Hello World's the thing you're concerned with and not Run Dynamis Omega.
I don't even remember what that is.
Alright, 3's in.
Swaps.
Oh, fuck the party list.
Party
again.
list.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, damn it, cat.
Four's in. We're looking at BD. BD, 4's are in. That's okay.
Party list
You know
time.
what's funny? You said this. You said like there was a swap there, and I'm sitting there going, I don't think there is a swap because fours were both on. Was there? I was gonna say fours were both on the tanks and threes were both on the healers.
Yeah, me and Ruby had one.
So it was all the DPS were swapping. That makes sense. Okay, all good. Fix your party list now.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Yeah, and if these are the classes, if you guys are both planning on running these two tanks, I can fill out the sheet like I did before, so you have an easy access to the mid sheet. I just hadn't done it because I didn't know what two tanks were going to have.
Yeah, I'll always be a gunbreaker.
Yeah, I know you'll always be a gunbreaker. It was what class Bell was going to be on, was where I was like, I don't know which one he's playing, so just have to figure that out. All right, we're all good.
Good night.
All right, you ready for threes to go in?
Swaps.
Threes in. AD, AD, AD. Threes are in. AD, fours are in. AD, fours are in. BC ones are in. It should be BC again, twos are in. For the bus. Blaster will fall off in 4 seconds. You're able to top up. Get ready for Panther Crater. Hang out by your 1-3 markers. Get ready to move accordingly.
I'm good.
Alright, we're using 1-3. Using 1-3. Ones are out. Twos are out. Threes are out. Fours are out.
Are you lagging, Ruby?
No, why?
Yeah, I am. Oh, goodbye, Pro World.
Hug.
Hug.
Oof.
No, I saw you like pushing as you were moving, like you were like doing little mini teleports. So I don't know if it was hearing you.
Could have been it with dash. I dashed just then.
Maybe, but the way you did it, like literally was like across the screen. I was like, you're lagging.
It's just doing different things. Okay.
Kinda.
Threes get ready. Threes are in.
Swaps.
Looking at AD. AD. BC. Fours are in. BC. Fours are in. Ones are in. BC. BC. Ones are in. Twos are in, it's 80. Twos are in, it's 80. Get to your spots. Top them up in a couple seconds. Top ups. First up.
Swaps.
Alright, we're going to 2-4, 2-4, 2-4. Watch for your swap. Words are out. Too many words. Oh, I am a 1. I am a dumbass. God damn it.
The expedient killed me.
No, that wasn't the expedient, Ruby. The one that killed you was me.
No. I was the other one, and something sped me up as I was running along the firewall.
Yeah, that would be expedient. Yep. Okay, we're all good.
Then I ran in.
Kinda.
That was, I called once and I saw like 6 people run over and I'm like, that's too many people. And I looked at my debuff and went, ah shit, I'm the one. Well, this isn't good. Well, that was a thing.
This is a fun way to go.
Yeah, if you get hit by the missile, you go flying. So there is that.
The sheer
I'll have to
cast.
look into that counts.
Yeah, oh, no.
Alright, 3s are
Swaps.
in. BD, boy dog, 3s are in. Fours are in, BC. BC, 4s are in. Ones are in AV, ones are in A or AC, AC, ones are in AC. Just take this to the wall.
That might have been me.
One of the tethers went out late. That's
Oh, never mind. It wasn't me.
One of the tethers went out late, it doomed a whole bunch of people, and then we all exploded.
Kinda. It was never me.
Everybody knows, no matter how bad it goes, if you use the Shaggy defense, it always works. Just deny them.
Swaps.
Alright, 80. 80. Grab tethers. Yep. 3s are in.
I'm trying. It's running off.
80 again. 4s are in. One's in BC. One's in BC. BC. 2s are in BC. BC 2s are in. To burn the boss, get towards your 1-3 markers. 4 seconds, the HP buff will fall off. Get top left.
Swaps.
We're going to 2-4 again. Close to 2-4. Ones are out. Let's go counterclockwise. Ones are out. 2s are out. 3s are out.
Oh, damn it.
It's okay. 4s are out. I don't know what happened.
Wait, was that my puddle?
Maybe.
I can't believe you did
The audacity.
it. The objects.
Okay. We'll just keep firing away.
Yeah, that was
Ultimately,
my
this
puddle.
phase just takes. Yeah. Yeah, the best thing you can do on that phase, especially, is just disconnect out that little bit. When you have the missile. It takes practice. That was where we saw a lot of missile terrorism.
Oh no, it's because it was on the wrong side. I swap into our side. Alright, here's a
Fair
swap.
enough. 3s. Alright, BD. 3s are in. Toy dog. Apple cat. 4s are in.
Oh, that's not good.
You're fine. I don't know what you were, but yeah. Oh,
Death.
you were. I see what you were. You were a 2, and on the wrong side.
Yep.
Yeah, it gives you the walkout of shame if you mess it up. Or you get the like hysteria. That you run
Right.
around the
I
room.
forgot about that bit.
Wait, how do you get hysteria?
If you don't cleanse your debuff with a tower, it gives you a little blue swirly confusion thing and you run around the room.
Yeah, it said memory loss.
Yep.
Panic.
Not about
Just try
the
it.
walk of shame.
We've seen it like 2-3 times tonight. It's only happened like twice, but yeah. It's happened a couple times. It's happened just a couple times. How it goes. Alright, get ready for Looper to start. 3s are in, 3s are in.
There is a swap.
Alright, we're looking at BC, BC. BC again, BC again. 4s are in. AD, 1s are in. And AD again, 2s are in. 2s are getting tethers. Okay. Take out here our 1-3 markers. Top of the party.
Okay.
Now we're using 1-3. Get your debuffs. Ones are out. Ones are out. We're going counterclockwise. Ones are out. Twos are out.
Oh man.
Eris.
Threes are out.
I ran into the one puddle as a 2. So if mine were fucked up, it's because I was dodging for my life.
Just returned a little quick was all.
Who, me?
No.
Oh, Dante.
Did you jump? If you jumped, there's a high chance that just is what killed you. If you jumped right there, there's probably a snap. Okay. Oh,
I can try to get a clip of
no,
it.
we can go because we only got a couple minutes of poll. But my guess is if you died as a 1, you either got clipped by the fire because you died before the missile went out. So you either got clipped by the fire, you got clipped by a ground puddle. Yeah, so there's puddles that are baiting underneath your feet the whole time, so you have to kind of watch where you're stepping the entire time you do Manticrator.
It's possible if you walk slightly too far, you got hit by the fire you're chasing. It is thicker than it appears.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can just pull. Do a pull.
I remember that being a thing as a 1 if you got a little too close to that fire. If it was a missile,
Well, so the only
you would
missile-
across the floor.
Yeah, the only missile that should have came out right there is yours. If you're a 1, there's no missile before that. Because the 1, 2, 3, 4 is corresponding to this you get by missile.
There's
Threes
a
are
swap.
cat, dog, cat, dog. Alright. Cat, or sorry, BD 4s are in. BD 4s are in. 1s are in, 1s are in. It's AB. Apple boy, apple boy. And then we got AC. AC. AC, 2s are in. Crap. job. Back on the boss. Debuff falls off in 2 seconds. Debuff's gone. Top up. Take it out at 1-3. Burning the boss.
Swaps.
1-3 is good. Get your debuff. We're going clockwise. Twos are out. Twos are out. Threes are out. Fours are out.
So yeah, Kat, when you do that, you have to make sure you come out the outside.
Yep. So your move will be into the boss's hitbox. You'll basically step down the boss's... Yeah, no, that makes sense. What you basically can do is you can drop your second puddle on the boss's targeting ring. Or like on the flamethrower targeting ring line, if you drop it right there, you should be able to hit a GCD, swoop out, drop an AoE on the outside, and then swoop right back in. So you can weave putting it outside. It just takes practice. Yeah, you're all good. All right, we'll do one more pull, and then we'll be good.
Kind of.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take practice. No one's worried about that. It by nature, it just takes practice to get good at it. It takes a lot of pulls to get used to it. It's a lot easier as a range when you're able to kind of move out.
Or when you can cheat and use uptime things in the car where
That too. Threes are in. Threes are in. BD, Boy Dog. Boy Dog Towers. Fours get ready. Fours are in. It's AC Towers. AC Towers. Ones are in. It's BD Towers. Ones are in. It's BD Towers. We are missing our 3. Yep. That's okay. We were missing our 3 in that tower. That's alright. That is okay. But yeah, that's also time. So we will call it right there. So yeah, we'll just work on this tomorrow, try to get that last, we'll try to get that cleaned up. We've basically seen the whole thing. We got to clean up a little bit of Pantocrator. And once again, that just comes with practice. It truly is just kind of a random BS mechanic. And then we got to do that. So I would say study P2 for tomorrow. P2, generally speaking, is a very short phase. The entire phase start to finish is 2 minutes and 21 seconds. So it is a very fast phase.
Have you had a chance to do P2 in the sim yet?
Yes.
Do they still do it the way we used to do it, or do they have regular conga now?
The bots still do like the EU strat of the quad, the 4-line. Yeah, they still do the 4-line. You can still do it that way. You just have to consider that the people on the west side of the room are effectively your first 4 in the conga going west, and then the people on the other side. You have to read it just top down each way as moving in to out. So you can still kind of do it. It's just a matter of...
I mean, in theory, don't you only care about the first 4 anyway?
You care about the 4 that are near you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only care about the 4 that are near you. Yeah, phase one is not the funnest phase in this fight. I'll say this: phase 3 is really nice. When you get to P3, P3 is pretty good. P3 is pretty good. P4 is real simple, and P5 is fun. P5 is a fun phase. It's just, and even P2 is not too bad. There's just, they front load a lot of the stuff that kind of sucks early into this fight. And because of how much randomness it is, it just kind of forces you to get in the habit of really feeling out how things go. But, you know, we saw P2 the first night, so that's good. We made it through Pantocrator once, and that's pretty good overall. We just got to get there a few more times.
Yeah, the timing for matching up after baiting is kind of tight.
Oh, you're saying for the laser or for which part?
Um, for your fourth puddle to match with everybody else after you bait out.
Yeah, so you don't need to match that fourth puddle.
Oh, you don't have to.
So I think that's no. So what you can do, so like if you ever watch how I do puddles, now granted, my puddle method is real jank because I'm disconnecting it. But what I do is when the laser comes out, I start running into the hitbox. I drop my first puddle as I run and I hit the midpoint of the boss's hitbox, right? And then I run down the fire line. So the line that just went off on the fire line, I run down that line. It drops the second puddle inside the boss's hitbox. I run out to the marker that's in front of me and I drop the third one right there. And then I swoop and I drop the fourth one on the wall and then circle right back. The party has now reached me at that point. So I drop the third one on the hitbox and then I disconnect out for a second to drop the fourth one close to the wall. And then I literally just have to walk forward to meet the party.
I have a request.
Okay,
Can we do a quick carbuncle before we go in tomorrow, please?
sure.
Thank you.
Sure, we can.
I
we
need
can
I
do
need
that.
2 accessories from Carbuncle to actually get taught this, and it would help a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, that's generally speaking, you don't need to put the puddles with it. Like I'll say this, if you were a person who was like, man, I am having terrible lag. If you were if you said, okay, I'm having real bad lag and I can't get away with like not getting hit by puddles, you technically speaking don't ever even need to be stacked with the party. Like if you were Leon and you're like, shit, I'm lagging super bad here, you could in theory, with the party being on the hitbox, you could in theory stand at the back of the boss's hitbox, right? Like stand on the wall, right? And run yourself in line with the party the entire time. Let the laser hit you because the line's obviously, you just have to be in line with that laser. If you stayed stacked in that line, you could drop your singular puddles on the wall by yourself. And then when it was your time to do missile, just pop sprint and run all the way down the wall to catch the flamethrower. You would drop some puddles as you went and then just cycle around your outside puddles to get back to the stack. You technically don't need to be like tightly stacked. It's just you don't want a bunch of people kind of freelancing out what they're doing because then the puddles start to become terrorist activity. So yeah, you don't have to worry about getting the fourth puddle on top of the party. The best way I would say to do it is try to not even worry about that puddle and just keep it outside. Just for safety's sake. That's the easiest approach to that mechanic. Because the stack doesn't go off like it, because basically what you're waiting on is obviously like once you've left for missile, your goal is just to get back to the party before the next laser goes off, which is another like 6 seconds later, 7-8 seconds later. So you have a little bit of time. So you don't have to necessarily worry about perfectly syncing that puddle up. And that was why like Ruby and Macy were saying, if you disconnect it out, if you drop it on the wall, even if it's not in line, as long as you're keeping the targeting ring of the boss clear so the party can keep moving along it, it doesn't really matter where you drop that puddle. The only place you don't want to drop it is back inside the center, because we had Sumi do that a couple times where she tried to drop it back into the boss's hitbox for uptime, and then the missile person tried to run out and they got absolutely just decimated by a puddle that was sitting inside the middle of the boss's hitbox.
Yeah, then the missile
That or they're
person
forced to
came
run
out and
straight out, which then will kill the 2 people behind them.
Exactly. So yeah, that's really the key, is just that fourth puddle is kind of you don't have to get it stacked with the party. If you're able to, it's great, but you don't want to drop it. If the timing is tight, you don't want to drop it in front of the party.
Okay.
Because then it causes them to have to dodge in a weird way. But yeah, in theory, you can do a lot of really cheeky stuff with how you're dropping your puddles. It's just making sure you get back in time.
Oh, what if I delayed a puddle before going center during bait?
You're saying like if you had the missile and you dropped another, like you took the laser and you didn't leave right away, you dropped another one with the party and then ran out?
You're gonna murder the party.
There's a high possibility you're gonna missile the party.
Because
Or
I think
what's gonna happen is your second puddle's gonna drop in in the center, and you're gonna delay the next person going out. Your second puddle can't be dropped in the center in front of Omega, because what's gonna happen is the next person's not gonna be able to leave. It's gonna delay everybody moving.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We've seen a lot of these because Sumi tried a lot of crap. I'll just say that. That was one thing she tried doing, was delaying her puddle, and then, like they said, the second puddle gets dropped. Because if you think about the movements that are happening in that particular phase, like the first person comes out, but the difference between the stacks is only like 10 seconds, right? So the stacks are happening or the lasers are happening about every 10 seconds. 10 to 12 seconds. So because they're happening every 10 to 12 seconds, and when the laser goes out, the next person's debuff is sitting at 5 seconds for the missile to go out. They only have a 5-second window from when the laser shoots them to get away from the party. So if you were to delay it another second, you would be delaying it out, say 2-3 seconds. You would have 3 seconds to get out of the path of the laser, because the laser is going to kill you if you're not away from it, but also get your missile away from the party. And then if you delay that 2 seconds, now you're moving on a 3-second cadence, which means the person after you has to move on a 3-second cadence. The only time that statement's not true is if you're a 4. If you're a 4, you technically can get away with a lot more crap because there's nobody following you. 4 is just the last person in their line, so you don't have to deal with weird stuff. But it's so hit or miss if that's the case that it doesn't end up being worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, the other thing is, realistically speaking, like our damage in P1 is more than fine, generally speaking. Like we have plenty of damage in P1 to get away with a lot of the random stuff we are doing. So we have good damage in P1. It's just a matter of, and we really don't even have, I don't think we even had a lot of people throwing pots, which was the other thing. We had a handful, we had a handful of people, like Macy was throwing pots, I was throwing pots, but I think for the most part, we had the healers were potting. So the healers were potting a decent bit. We had a handful of other pots happen.
This
So
is probably
it's
not
just
going to
a
help,
matter
but this is
of-
a really old clip of me doing this shit way back in the day. On a SAM where all I cared about was
You're
the
trying
hook.
to, I was going to say, you're trying to throw it in logs, so.
No,
throw
that's
some
because
logs.
I was doing push to talk.
Oh, gotcha.
It does. I don't know if it's very helpful because it's the one, so you don't actually see me leave, but it's the same basic principle. Because I literally just weave, dropping the third one, and then I just go back to the party.
Yeah.
Because it's what he's saying. You put the second puddle right on the hitbox ring, and then I weave, dropping the third one, and then I'm just right back in with the group.
Yeah, because when you're missile, you only really leave 3 puddles. You only leave the party for 3 puddles. The first puddle goes as you run to the center. It'll drop behind you. The second one drops when you hit the targeting ring, and then as you swoop out, the third one should drop, and you should be right with the party again. So you should be able to weave it to weave it between a GCD without too much issue, as long as you time it right. And it might delay you like half a second, but you're not going to lose. You're not going to like be forced to hang out on the wall for an overly aggressive amount of time. You just have to make sure you get it far enough out so that it doesn't hit someone else.
Yeah, I just gotta review my VODs.
Yeah, ultimately it's day one and it takes practice. Like Pantocrator takes a lot of practice. In general, a lot of this fight just takes it. Top is a really weird fight because it has a lot of little things that happen that make it kind of annoying, but
top is probably the most satisfying ultimate when you are doing it correctly. When you are
Panto's really
doing
nice, like when you see if everybody has it and those puddles line up just perfectly. I don't know why it makes my brain happy.
yeah, like Pantocrator and like Looper, when they're being done correctly, they look very like they're very pleasing to watch. Like everything in this fight is very pleasing when it's being done correctly to see. It's just you have to kind of, you know, I've always said every ultimate has kind of the same difficulty, but they all force you to work a different part of your brain to get where you need to get to. Top very heavily rewards you thinking ahead. That's what makes top hard, and I think that's what makes like PF struggle with it. And like the thing is, we'll use AM just so that we're able to fill subs and stuff. I may need you to install that, Dante, if you're able, but um, we can figure that out later. But it's one of those things that like top, if you are paying attention and looking ahead, it's a real easy fight. If you once you understand what you're doing, right? Like once you understand what you're doing and you're getting used to the movements, it's a real simple fight. It's actually a really nice fight to heal, quite frankly, because there's only one phase that really sucks to heal. Every other phase is, especially in a double shield comp, there's only one phase that kind of sucks to heal. The rest is all pretty easy for the most part. And that's P3. And that's only because it's an uptime phase. Like, because like Looper, you don't have to heal. Like Looper is very minimal healing, generally speaking. If you do Looper correctly, you don't actually have to throw a heal through the entirety of Looper. Like throw a GCD heal through the entirety of Looper, because you can get away by doing an XCOG on one of the three and a Haima on the other three. And then if right before the threes go off, you drop a Soil and a Kara together, those threes will both live because they had the 20% mit and those two heals topped them. And then literally you can get away with either throwing like two Drucols at the two fours, like you can do that, or you could throw a Lustrate and a you could throw one each to get it. But like it's literally, you don't have to throw any heals because the tower doesn't hit that hard. And as long as you have the 20% mid up, the tower doesn't hit hard enough that it will kill them, as long as they've received some level of healing from the Soil and the other stuff. And then Pantocrator is simple because you just stack the ever living crap out of your mitt and you kind of cheese your way through Pantocrator. Like, if I remember right, I'd have to look at it because I don't remember exactly what sages are doing there, but if I recall, it's
I will see you guys tomorrow. I am being bullied into playing Baldur's Gate, so I gotta go.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Yeah, because Pantocrator's the same deal. It's like during the cast you spread low and you throw Physis during the Pantocrator cast, and then it's like the first puddle drops and you suddenly have Expedient, Fey Illumination, Hollow Sand, Panhaima, and then you have Sarah and a Carachol for the third and the fourth stack, and there's very little healing that ends up having to happen. You usually will throw a little bit as you're running, like you'll swift to heal or you'll throw like, something. But this fight is very funny because it's designed with a lot of like tight mitt checks. Like top's designed with a bunch of tight mitt checks, but double shield just does not give a crap about those mitt checks. Like it's if you do it right and you follow exactly where you're supposed to spread low and where you're supposed to like throw Zo shields, this fight just becomes super stupid. It's really good in P5 and P6. Like P5 and P6 is hilarious because like a party with one shield healer will sometimes die if like your caster forgets to throw Addle, or you have a melee who forgets to feint, but because you have the double Soils constantly stacked, none of that matters. If somebody scuffs a mitt, it doesn't matter. Like you end up living just because you had the extra mitt hanging out the whole time. So it's real fun for that. It's just getting used to, you know, getting used to the movements, getting used to what you're doing. Like I said, the only spot that really kind of sucks is Hello World.
Hello World's the only part that really kind of sucks. The rest is all pretty simple, and quite frankly, Hello World is very simple. I remember, Dante, you were saying, you were like, oh, there's debuffs and it sucks. If you look in the P3 channel, I posted the flow chart, and this is why we were saying this mechanic is like the easiest thing you can ever do. Because there's a picture of it, and it literally boils down to you look at one debuff at the start of the mechanic, and you just follow the circle in a complete circle around the mechanic. So it's like you start
that
the
one's
mechanic.
pretty easy after watching a video of it.
Yeah, it's literally like you look at it and you go, okay, am I the little red dude debuff? Am I a defamation? Am I a short tether or am I a long tether? And you just move into the first position and then you just walk yourself through those 4 movements. Hello World is very simple. It usually takes a handful of pulls to get it down, but that's usually because people are very prone to car crashes, and that will get you killed. That's usually what causes issues with Hello World, is there's a lot of car crashes. And we have a system for it where it's like one color always stays inside the boss's hitbox, or like we basically have 2 lanes, because the arena is obviously a big circle with a bunch of stuff. When you get there, we basically assign colors to lanes, and it's a very simple like red always has a lane, blue always has a lane, and you can move within your lane freely to get wherever you need to go. And if you aren't a red or a blue, you're free to move through the middle. You just have to watch out. And it becomes real easy at that point, because as long as red and blue make sure they're maintaining their distance and you're watching the other person so your movements make sense. You know, because like if Ruby and I are both blue and I see Ruby's on the other side of the room and he can see me, as long as the 2 of us know where we are and he sees which puddle, you know, which blue puddle is closer to me and shifts accordingly, it works out really well. Hello World is very simple. Monitors with auto markers are the most disgustingly stupid thing I've ever seen. They are just super brain dead. And then you get through. P4 is really easy for the most part. And we do have the sim. So I plan to have us sim a fair bit of stuff because I think the sim will be helpful. I definitely think we should sim P2. I think that will help a lot of people. I'll actually probably put up a sim early tomorrow for anyone who wants to get in there ahead of time and kind of practice it. The sim is very good for P2. If anything, the sim is really good for P2 just from being able to practice that initial dodge. Because the way the sim is set up is so the sim is set up for this fight in particular. It's set up to basically do every mechanic you could ever want to see. Because it's set up to do party synergy, it's set up to do both Hello World and monitors, it's set up to do every part of P5. It's set up to do every part of P5, so you're kind of able to get away with some stuff there. It's very good in that regard.
Yeah, I'll probably join it then.
Yeah, I like it for it. That's what I was doing yesterday. Was I was going in there and I wasn't putting the bots in, because you can put bots in to practice it with bots, but the bots do something kind of different than at least I think they. Let me see if they do actually. He might have fixed it. I doubt it. But I'm curious if he fixed it. I'm curious if he fixed the bots. I don't think he did. Because you can practice it with the bots. The bots just do something kind of different. Yeah, so the bots do a lineup that's a little bit different than what we do, but it does work decently easy.
Um, what's cool about the bots is they're very good. Like, obviously, you don't learn a ton mechanically because of how they do things, because they're going to dodge the mechanics on their own. So they don't do what we normally do for positioning, but you can definitely practice like male sides, you can practice all of that really well even without them. So that was what I was doing earlier today, was just practicing remembering like, how does this position look? How do I move for this? Like, what do the safe spots kind of like, how do the safe spots kind of vibe? Um, you can't practice Hello World with the bots, unfortunately. The bots are not smart enough to do Hello World. They can do monitors though. The bots can do monitors. They just can't do Hello World, unfortunately. They struggle with Hello World because he couldn't find a way to program the bots to do Hello World properly.
That's the red blue mechanic, right?
Yep. That's the red blue mechanic.
And all we care about
He
is which color has a deformation, right?
Yes.
And
So
that
the way that
determines
mechanic
far.
that determines everything. So
Yeah.
what
Okay.
ends up happening is um what ends up happening is when we get to that mechanic, how it'll basically be called is it'll be a first set red is defamation. And all me saying red is defamation tells everybody in the room exactly what they need to know. It means the two reds need to be at the back part of their puddles. It means that if you have a blue tether, you need to get hit by those defamations because if you have like if you have the excuse me, the Christmassy tether, you're getting hit by the defamations. Um, if you have the Christmas tether, you're far apart, so you're getting hit by the defamations. If you have the blue tether, you need to be standing in between the two blue debuffs, and the blues know because they're not defamation, they need to stack. And the way that mechanic gets called is effectively first set red is defamation, it goes off, and then the next call is literally second set red is defamation, third set red is defamation, and then it's a simple last set red is defamation, everybody else go to blue. And then everybody just goes to blue. Because you obviously don't need to get hit by the thing because the last two people are getting defamation. None of the colors have, like, everyone has already gotten all the colors. So all of that has already resolved. Everything has already happened at that point, and nothing else can happen to solve it. So you just put everyone at blue so that they don't get hit by those defamations and take more damage than they need to. So yeah, that mechanic is very simple. It's literally just 4 defamation calls back to back, and just knowing that the fourth one is literally only 2 people are going to red. Because what you basically do on the fourth set is everyone positions as if they were taking the stack with the blue, because the blue obviously has to, do its little spread thing to do that thing. What's happening is everyone stacks with the blue to eat the stack. And as soon as the tethers materialize, the green tether instantly snaps because you're too close together. It instantly snaps, and then the defamation goes off a second later, and then the blue tether just breaks themselves when they can. So you can force green to immediately pop, which you never want to do in any of the other sets, but you do want to do in this last set. So it's all pretty. Hello World is pretty easy. Like the thing with this fight is, like, once everyone gets comfy with P2, once we're getting out of P2 consistently and getting into P3, P3 should really be you kind of turn your brain off and you just kind of listen to calls and you just kind of vibe it out, because you'll get so used to what every debuff means that for the most part, you're just kind of vibing out your movements, right? Like, you're getting into P3, and Hello World's a really easy mechanic. You're not really thinking a ton. You're just kind of doing motions. And those motions become really second nature, so you're just moving through those motions.
And then P4 is very similar. P4, you just kind of move through motions. So top is a weird ultimate because most ultimates are like the first 4 minutes are kind of boring and you don't really have to pay a lot of attention to the first 4 minutes because you're kind of just doing what you're used to doing. And there's not a lot of thought, but then you kind of have to start ramping up how much you pay attention as you go. Top is really, you have to pay attention for about 3.5 minutes right at the start because there's a whole bunch of stuff that'll kill you. And then once you get out of party synergy successfully, you kind of can start to chill a little bit, start to kind of zone out, and then you get like a 4 or 5 minute break mentally where the mechanics aren't super tough. And that kind of gives you that break before you go into P5. And then P5 has its own set of challenges, but honestly, even P5 is not too... Mechanically, P5 with auto markers is very simple because you don't have to do a lot of thought. Without auto markers, you have to put a fair bit more thought into it, but even then it's not like super tough. It's just 3 mechanics that all have to be handled in a very particular way. But provided you understand what that way is, it's all pretty clean and easy.
You could probably YOLO it.
And we'll
For the most
sim
part.
a lot of P5 too. Like for P5, we'll sim a lot of P5. Just so everyone's kind of on the same page. Because the only thing that makes P5 hard is the only thing that makes P5 hard is you obviously have to do the dynamis stacks right. And P5 is just about 10 degrees of randomness all dropped on top of each other. Because 2 people are going to get near and distant worlds, and you have to understand what that means for you if you get them. And where you stand has to be pretty precise because you can't clip anybody with them. So it's one of those, like, you have to understand what that movement means for you. At the same time, you have to do a handful of mechanics that are sort of precise to varying degrees. Like, a really good example is the second trio of P5 has a Heaven's Fall mechanic in it, which I don't believe you've done UCOB, but Heaven's Fall is effectively it drops a knockback from the center of the room, and that knockback from the center of the room forces you to resolve and ride that knockback in such a way that you can cover towers that are on the edge of the room. But the towers that are on the edge of the room require all 8 people to be alive to cover them properly. The other kicker for this one is, during top, the reason it sucks is it also forces you to resolve those 8 towers, riding the knockback, while also adhering to the P2 close far mechanic. So you have to be far enough apart from your partner to make sure that neither of you die, while also covering the tower.
That's right. That was
or you have
shitty.
to be close enough. So it's really easy, but it's really funny. The way PF solved it is very funny. And like the way they mechanically solved it makes a lot of sense, but it's very funny how it's solved. Because it's effectively, you do a quick like little lineup at the start of the mechanic, and you do this little lineup to resolve it, and then basically you do 2 BPOG lineups like right out of the gate, and you line up next to your partner, and then you look at debuffs. And it's like, you look at your debuffs, and it marks 6 people with essentially a spread. And so it marks 6 people with a spread and 2 people without. And then you basically fan out around the room while solving your close far based on, were you the northmost pair of people who both had 2 spreads? Did you only have 1 spread? And then you force it to resolve. And once you have spread out your entire party, right? So you've now all spread out to a different cardinal or inner cardinal. Everybody makes note of what marker they were standing at when they resolved the start of that mechanic. And then you literally see what the pattern is, and there's a picture that's like, if you are this,
if you were standing at the 1 marker, this is your tower. If you were standing at the A marker, this is your tower. If you were standing at 3, this is your tower. And it just solves based on every person in the room remembering what marker they were standing at when they did that first spread. And if you do it correctly, you basically resolve it by going, if it's far, you make sure you're standing at the back of your tower. And if it's a mid glitch, everyone makes sure they're standing in the center of their tower. And if you do it right, everyone is the exact perfect distance apart, so you survive. It's very stupid, and it's not super tough, because like the towers generally work, but it's just kind of there's a lot of little things that just being able to sim it helps a lot. It's part of why I pay for the sim.
Oh, if you could sim P5, that'll make it pretty easy.
You can sim P5, yeah. You can sim pretty much all of top.
Oh.
He did a lot of it. Like we can sim as a group, if we can get all 8 people, we can literally sim party synergy, you can sim hello world, you can sim monitors, you can sim all 3 big mechanics in P5, and you can sim X-Aligns in P6. So you can sim almost all of top. And that helps a lot. Like the sim helps a lot. Especially like the X-Aligns. It helps a lot getting comfortable with those movements.
I have a really quick question.
What's up?
On during Looper, where I put
Yep.
Kara, is that right before the 3rd tower?
Where you put Kara, you would put it, yeah, you'd basically throw it like as the like after the second you could throw it basically anywhere after the second blaster goes out. So like as people are
Okay.
moving towards the 3rd tower, you could throw it right there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah, I was doing it like right before the first one because I wasn't quite sure where, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the timing isn't super precise, generally speaking. The biggest thing to remember for that mechanic is just obviously you want the debuff out, right? So like
Mhm.
you want to make sure you have it you want to make sure you have it out at the proper time. But if it's delayed slightly, it might miss on the 4. But that's not the end of the world. I'll also just say, based on how I tend to play that mechanic, I usually spot heal the 4s anyway. So you don't have to worry about that portion of it. It's just something I always do.
Okay.
Because like the MIT makes it seem like you need to be solely responsible for both of the 4s, but I never have made anyone be fully responsible for both of them. Like I'll throw the lustrate, I don't care. Like so
All
yeah,
right.
like you kind of follow that one the same way we follow the other one. And yeah, it'll get more comfy as you go. Basically, all you want to do is just remember when it comes to the priority system for covering the 3s, just remember like you'll go top to bottom on your party, or you'll go bottom to top on your party list,
Mhm.
but you are always your highest priority if you're a 3. So if you're a 3, always just throw the box at yourself.
Okay.
Because I'll always skip you in the party list if I'm moving top to bottom. Just like if I'm always a 3, I will always excog myself. So that was
Okay.
the way I found the most success with it. Is if you're a 3, you just handle yourself. Generally speaking, that's the easiest approach. And then if if the 3s aren't they aren't the combination of the 2 of us, or neither of us have a 3, then we just work down this. I work from the top bottom, or top down. You work from the bottom up, and then it covers the 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I found that's how I found the most success with that. But if we do that right, there's really not a whole lot of healing that has to happen there, which is nice.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of other junk happening. It depends. On some healers, Looper really sucks. On double shield, Looper is really comfy. On other healers, it's real bad. Astros can do pretty well with Looper. white mages hate Looper with every ounce of their being. Because you just don't have the lily stacks to get away with anything.
Yeah.
Well, one, you don't have the lily stacks to get away with anything. The other big problem being you don't want to burn too many lilies during Looper because you need them all for Pantocrator to be able to move.
Mm-hmm.
So, white mage, it's real rough being a white mage in there. So, a white mage is definitely more rough. It's doable, and it's a strong class at certain points in that fight, but it's just not quite as... The early phases aren't quite as fun.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna
Yep, all
pop
good.
off to bed. See
Yep,
y'all
have a good night.
tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Good night. Yeah, I'm about to do the same. I got a massive headache.
Yeah, Top does that. First couple days
Yeah.
of Top will do that to you. All right, but yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.